Yeah, that's right. We're streaming. We are live streaming. All right. Hobby time. Gordon, how's it going? Oh, here we go. Here we go.
We're still setting up the camera, so
We're still set. Oh, well, get out of here. They're setting up the camera. Apparently, we got some. We got the crew coming to you live. We good? We good? Oh,
no, I'm gonna raise it up.
Yeah, you got to. Otherwise, in that, you're like head between your knees.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't make it too high. You'll never see Ian.
Well, what'd they say?
He'll have it ready in 10 minutes. I'll go pick it up.
Oh, okay.
DoorDash screwed him.
You're a hero.
Are you hungry?
Hey, Katrina.
I kind of was.
All right, I think that's good enough.
Yeah, because they probably had the shit all made. Oh,
doing?
we're live streaming, and I'm just
Set up for a second.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Well, Eric is on. So
Hey,
Hi,
Gordon.
Eric.
Join and
Okay.
make a big mess.
Welcome.
We'll be back.
To the craziest stream alive.
Did anybody get your
Sam K, hello. How's it going?
He's got Mountain Dew.
Welcome to the stream.
So we're this is the presidential suite.
Thank you.
There's Ian. There's Donnie.
Howdy, people.
Say hi, Donnie.
Hello.
Hi, Donnie.
Donnie's so
Say hi,
bashful.
Donnie.
He's so bashful. Look at him.
He was so quick on the draw with the.
Is it just you, Eric?
It's just me.
Where's Buck? Where's everybody?
It's just I have no idea.
Oh,
But I think Buck earlier killed the lawn. So
So the only one that showed up is the one that never shows up.
That's the one. That's the one who's here.
well, there we go.
Nice.
Eric, are you working on anything?
how was today? How was today?
There's a lot of models down there. They said they had more models than ever, 950 something.
Well, 1,032 is the final count.
Wow, more than they've ever had.
Now I was able to
I
watch.
gotta bring that down, or we're gonna keep looking at Lick World.
I was able to watch World of Wayne's video, so I was able to see all the Johnny Fives. That was really cool. Set up on the table. Ian, I was able to see your big model there, the Macross one.
Oh yeah, the hand grenade, as I call it.
But the talent, like, yeah, it was amazing and depressing all at the same time watching his video, because there are some wicked talented modelers out there.
Right.
The most intimidatingly good models I've ever seen in my life. Period.
Especially like that X-Wing.
Right. Perfectly said. Perfectly
The
said.
Star Destroyer?
Yeah.
That Star Destroyer was bonkers.
Oh, the Star Destroyer. Yeah, he showed that, but it wasn't lit up.
The blockade runners were amazing. Just everything was amazing. I can't even begin naming all the awesome shit down there. It was so cool.
My favorite so far is that space pod.
Oh yeah, the space pod from 2001.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
the little pod from 2001. It was unreal. The Titan.
No, the Titan was badass.
Yeah, the Titan. Well, that was the actual filming model from the show.
Well, no.
No, I think
No.
it was they
No.
built it for. They didn't use it in the show. It was
Oh.
built for the production.
Oh,
No.
okay.
It's a prototype model kit.
Oh, excellent.
Oh
I
wow.
found a video while I was sitting downstairs.
Gilly!
Hey, Gilly.
Hello, how's it going?
Say hi, Gilly.
Krause. What's his
Hi.
Gilly?
Bill Krause.
Bill Krause.
Bill
Bill
Krause.
Krause.
Bill
Yeah.
Krause.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
I think
that's
he
who
got-
built it.
He had the one next to it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He helped some company design the model kit, and that was like the
Yeah, he helped. He
first shot or whatever.
he's worked.
sample.
He's worked with Polar Lights, I think, also on the Kronos One update of the Katanga.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure he worked on that too.
Hey, Donnie, stand up. I want to see how tall you are.
Hired him.
Yeah.
To, like,
design
Gilly,
that.
he is standing up.
Amazing.
So that model kit should be coming out pretty quick
Excellent.
if that's already.
Oh, Donnie, go get your kit. Donnie.
Oh yeah, Donnie bought a kit.
Donnie found an out of production
Oh, yeah.
relic at the vendor area. It's
Oh, please
awesome.
do. Please do.
Gotta see this thing.
Hello, Sam. Oh, Sam's on. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay,
Are you live?
I'm live. I think I'm live.
Honestly, I didn't know who
I see
the
him.
heck was going to come on, so I
Let's see
just every channel.
Hi, Gordon.
Oh, don't even. No, no.
Oh,
Oh my God,
You
that
gotta
is
see what
not it.
Donnie got.
Remember when
Donnie.
you said you wanted this kid, Eric?
Oh,
God damn.
Donnie, you kill me, man.
I have it now.
Oh, you bastard.
That's nice.
Hey, come on up to Kentucky. There's one more in the dinner room.
There's no
Oh,
scale on the
man.
box. It's just big.
Yeah.
It's
That's
scale
good.
large.
Hey, good on you, man.
Got it for a decent price, too, so.
Oh yeah.
Good. Good.
What's the copyright date on this?
Wait a minute. What does Donnie consider good price?
Money bags.
3 is the date on the box.
Donnie, what do you consider a good price?
What would you consider a good price?
Anything
Steve.
that's not listed on eBay is a good price.
It was a little cheaper than eBay.
Well, this kit was this thing was produced apparently in, I'm assuming, 40 years ago.
Yeah, it should be the.
Original molding. We don't know if this is the first production run or the 8th, but oh, the barcode. There we go.
Technology. Boom.
Fun dimensions. MPC, yeah, crazy. This thing is so cool.
Right?
I'm jealous.
Oh, there's one more.
Yeah, I know there's another one, but it's way more expensive.
Come on, Ian. Come on. We really want it.
Is Donnie the only one that bought a model?
I was about to buy the Tidarium, but Donnie saw one first and was excited about it. And then I found this one that was cheaper. And then Donnie's like, Ian, you found it. You saw it first. If you want. I said, no, but Donnie, but you wanted the Tidarium first. So I forced Donnie to buy the cheaper one. And I said, you know what? Maybe I'll buy the other one. It was more expensive, but then we could do a buddy build.
Right?
And see
I doubt you had to twist Donnie down that much. Okay.
Any buddy build I do with anybody, basically, is just watch how much better are they than Ian. Insert any name here.
Insert all names here.
Yeah, basically all names. So we shall see.
I was drooling at all the models that he was going by, and I go and I'd be like, oh my God, that's like the best one, and then he'd show a couple more, and I'm like, crap, no, that's the new best one.
Nope.
I couldn't pick. I couldn't pick. Okay, so honestly, to be a judge at this contest has to be nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I mean, this year apparently they said was one of their best turnouts ever for model kits in the show.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them down there.
Yeah, 1,023 models, and
They said last year was the best they had ever done.
well, I thought they said last year was like 500 or something.
No, it was 800 something last year.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I wasn't here.
I wouldn't either.
well, next year I'm gonna have to bring something else, I guess.
I
Well,
want
they were saying about 900, over 950 models this year, didn't they?
You what?
what's that?
Didn't they say over 950 models?
At 1,023, Gilly. At
Oh
Final
my God, 1,000. Nice. Wow.
Yeah, that room
I
is
think that was
packed.
the theme this year, or was it Star Trek was this year?
They have
Here, I'm
themes?
gonna let
Yeah, there was the theme.
Get in there,
Yeah,
Steve.
it was
Steve,
Return
come here,
of-
buddy.
Return of the Modelers.
Oh my
Is that what it was?
That's what this thing was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. What was the thing last year?
I have no idea.
I do not know.
Return.
Hey, Steve.
Hey,
Hey,
You want over here, Todd?
What? No.
you be running room for another chair.
well, if you move the camera more towards
No, I can
Todd,
do
you
that.
probably get everybody in there.
Here, I'll do this. Watch. I'll take this, slide it way over here, rotate it. There.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah,
And I can sit here on the end of the couch.
Now, as Wayne was panning around and you could see people walking around, I was looking at head level. I was like, anybody above normal head levels got to be Todd, and I didn't. see
Yeah.
it.
No, well, there's one other person because I accidentally started following them. I almost started to talk, say something, like as if it was him.
We got
Yeah.
company. We got company.
Oh, it's Steve.
Is that Wayne?
Yes, that's Wayne from Wayne's World. World of Wayne, sorry.
Wayne's World.
Wayne and his wife.
Wayne's World. Gilly, do you feel like a third wheel yet? Yeah.
Oh my God, yes, do I ever.
Yeah, we'll just stay over. We'll stay over here, guys. No, it's cool.
Okay, Buck, see you shortly.
So Wayne is here, Phil's here, Lou's here, Esther's here. We'll see if they'll stop it.
Nice.
Hey, Todd, did anybody from Agora ever make it
They're supposed to be here at 7:30.
tonight? Wow. All right.
Let me see if I can turn up the volume here. Give me 1 second. Where's
It's
the
a little late, I suppose. Hey, better late than never, right? Just got home and he's eating. So Buck is eating. Thank you for the update, Buck.
Let's see if I can point some people out. Esther's right there. Yep, there's Phil. That's Phil Segal from Spurverse.
So,
Esther's right behind me. There's Esther.
yep.
There's Lou. There's Lou.
Yeah.
Little Lou. Hi,
Hey,
Lou.
Lou.
Come say hi. HTM spun up a stream just to say hi to everybody. We figured we set up some chairs. Oh, come in. Tell us about that. Oh, Lou did with I want to know how. So Lou Dalmaso set up a stream with or set up a class with Iwata that Wayne and Phil were in. You guys were the Marauders. And that was really, it was, I only sat in it. I didn't know about it because I guess you guys advertised it on the Facebook group. Yeah. I didn't know that. I would have totally done it, but I had so much fun just watching them paint because they got to keep everything, right? New World paints.
Yeah.
And
Was that the bust of Creature from the Black Lagoon?
No, this was a Star Wars spaceship.
Oh,
Yeah, that was the Star Wars one.
Amazing Figures, I think, did the creature.
the other class,
Yeah.
the creature class. Yeah, they were doing heads of the thing, but no, that class, watching Wayne do it, which first of all, nobody gets to see this because Wayne is always sticking his tongue out.
yeah, right on.
Out of all of his videos, but when he's the whole, and I have pictures of him. There's pictures of it every time he's working on his little stencils and stuff. He's just like, the whole time. It's fantastic. But those two did it. They built the Marauders. The Marauders. I'm sure that Wayne's video where he did where he went around the contest room. There's a whole shelf for Marauders.
Yes,
Like a
I
whole
saw
section
that.
of Marauders. Those were all the people in the class. So those are all the different Marauders. So
Oh, I was wondering why there were so many of them.
yeah, no, those were all the entries from the class from Friday. So everybody got to put their Marauders in the show. It was really cool. That was so
Wayne, welcome. Saw your video. Absolutely drooled on every model you showed. That was just absolutely amazing talent there.
It's taken me all afternoon to
Yes, very good.
I didn't do it.
I was going to say, when did you do that?
This afternoon I filmed it. Then the last row, something I think I put my camera on time motion or something like that, so that was unusable. So I had to get reruns, go back into the hall.
Oh, okay.
Then I bumped into Randy Cooper.
Hey, Gordon.
He was talking about his model because he's had a blockade runner.
Right.
So got that, and I had to get something else. Oh, and then I went outside and filmed the introduction, and came back up, edited that in. Then it took about 2 hours to upload. Then I had to post it to social media. Now,
No,
That's why I stopped filming. It's like, I'm not going to have time to film.
yeah, wait a minute. I was going to ask, where is the crap?
No, I didn't pack it.
Did you bring enough for everyone?
I'll tell you what, because I thought down to Kentucky after last year, and I'm like, no, that's staying on the shelf. You know what TSA are going to be like? They'll be like, yeah, we're going to confiscate.
They'll be like, oh, yeah, we're going to have to totally take this. It's right in their pocket.
Yeah.
right? You can't play with that.
Gordon's asking you, Wayne, are you going back in tomorrow?
I am, yep. I'll be back in
And
tomorrow.
was HDA Model Works there?
No.
Not that I saw.
No.
TV man was there.
Yo, Ferguson was there. He might come tonight.
Yeah.
But he's doing something in his room too, so they may he's like they're having a couple people over, but he said
Yeah,
we
he
probably
always has
stop
something
by.
in his room. He had something last year. So
Yeah, you said James and Liam should be here ish some point.
Yeah. What time is it? My watch.
7:15. 7:15. So they said 7:30, so they can be here.
I'm probably going to be here. So
I talked to Dan was running around from Tested.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I told him.
So I talked to them. They'll probably come by.
Oh, right, okay.
Only because I'm like, Adam was building the Ecto one, and then the Eagle Moss 100. So he basically gave it to a guy on the Facebook group. So, somebody on the Facebook group ended up with that. And I said, well, Agora is going to be here, and they do a lot of those same things. I don't know if you'd be interested in it. They don't really but he said he might stop by.
So Norman was doing the Enterprise. He was doing live streams every about once a month on the Enterprise, of course, once the ship.
The Eagle Moss one?
Yeah. So that's why he's got a personal vested interest in talking to Agora. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I talked to Rick Sturbach, because he was in the dealer room, and I asked him because this is something I want. Like, if I go Wonderfest, I have to ask him. So Mike Lane made those numbered decals for the lifeboats on the Enterprise D, and I'm like, there's no numbering scheme anywhere because the model, the blueprints have the same numbers as the Genesis, the Generation 6-footer. When they did the 6-footer, they put stickers on, so they use the same 4 numbers over and over again. You never see it on film. So I asked him, I said, if you had your choice, how would you have numbered the lifeboats? And he goes, I would assume they would have all of them. They would. There's no numbering. They would have just popped out and gone into the next one. They came back. But what he said was funny. He was selling a decal sheet for the Voyager, right? He had made all these decals, and there was lifeboats decals on there. And he goes, for example, you see all these numbers down here on the decal sheet, all these random numbers. He goes, they're not that random. He goes, I was watching Squid Game. That's all the numbers of the contestants. So his decal sheet is just from Squid Game.
Rick is big on anime.
Oh yeah,
A lot of Dirty Pair, a lot of early stuff.
Yeah,
and you'll find anime references in every little corner.
No, he was fun to talk to. What was your favorite today? Did you have a favorite you saw? Like that Titan, that Enterprise G from Bill Krause?
Oh, yeah.
It had to be the Doomsday.
Yeah. That was.
I actually went.
That was yours.
That was one of the
It looked really
reasons I go back to the G. Because I pressed past it and I thought, that was the G. So I came back and
Well, I thought it was just the Titan. I'm like, first of all, how did somebody build it that quick? Like, where did they get the specs from? Because only models, they didn't do real models, they did CGI.
Yeah.
And I'm like, somebody had to be connected. You read the notes, it's like, I built this for season 3 of the card,
Bill Krause was talking about how he had to mock it up, didn't he? And
Yeah.
such a short space of time. So I was like,
He designed it for the show.
Yeah. No, that's.
I'll take this much credit because he used my Aztecs.
Did he? Oh, okay. Lou's involved.
Son of a gun that he is. He goes, I need some Aztecs for this Titan I'm building. And it's like, we find out a week later it's the Enterprise. It's like, I would have got nervous knowing I was doing something for an Enterprise. And I said, how long have you known this was the Enterprise? Oh, yeah, we found out about that last year. And I was like, that's some Mark Hamill level secret keeping.
Right?
No, it's interesting because I know there's actually a lot of work going on around that show. That's Tycho class or something.
Shangri-La. Yeah. Tycho Shipyards is
Oh, okay, yeah.
Outrageous.
The Shangri-La class?
I don't know.
It was
That's a terrible name.
No, it was the Shangri-La. I don't remember the class.
Okay.
The original.
I could have sworn it's the Tycho class, but
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tycho is his company name.
Right. That'd be fun.
take a picture of it.
It's fun.
I was asking for a picture.
I can swap out to somebody else.
What was impressive was that Star Destroyer.
Thing you saw
Favorite thing.
Enterprise G.
the Enterprise. Well, actually, first off, if you've seen my video, where's the camera? If you've seen the video from last year, they had the DeLorean, that was spinning around and all that. But the same person who did that was the person that's done the X-Wing. With the Luke that turns his head inside. I don't know if you noticed that, his head's turning in the arc, and that's on the video as well. I like that.
Yeah.
I liked. God, there's so many. All of those models. They had the diorama with the Death Star trench.
Yeah.
I liked that one as well. I liked Ken Spriggs's Clavius base, which was tilted in the video. I like seeing Oggy in Stella Mono dressed up as Chikatay.
How'd you find it? There it is.
I liked a lot of the horror models, but I see. This is one of Wayne. She's here. She's back there chatting. She likes the creatures, so all the horror things and all of that.
Yeah.
I like the spaceships. So
the nameplate on that ship is the Constitution 3 class.
Right.
Yeah. So they already had a model of the. Oh, I'm gonna hold this up here. the Picard
Yep.
slash
Oh, yeah.
right? That they
I noticed you spent a lot of time, Wayne, on that Star Destroyer.
Yes, that was really good as well.
That model looks like it's got some age on it. Like it's got a Molex connector on the side. I'm like, that model looks like somebody's had it for a very long time.
But that was weird how that was powered.
Yeah, like it's been around. I think that guy's had that model.
How it was powered though in the side, I would have.
I know. The Molex connector on the side makes me think that was displayed in a case or something, and that was on the back side. Nothing you can do.
Yeah, it was unfortunate it wasn't lit up during Wayne's video, because that would have been amazing if that thing had been lit up.
I think the big favourite for everyone was the Thomas the Tank Engine TIE Fighter.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Yeah, that was so cute. I like that one.
He's crossed with the Rebels.
Did you catch that little tiny handmade? That was probably a resin print somebody created, and it was like a little. It looked like a inside the temple, just a little corner of a temple, and it had Indiana Jones. But Indiana Jones had found Han Solo in carbonite.
I don't know.
So it was, Harrison Ford looking at Harrison Ford.
He was standing there
And so he's
holding
standing there holding a torch, looking at himself.
Oh, didn't see that.
They had another one which I really liked, which was the scantily dressed Ripley with the alien.
Oh,
Oh,
geez,
yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
that was a good one.
Well, speaking of aliens, they had what was it? 2 different sizes of her in that lifter or whatever. It was.
Oh yeah, that was the little one's like a 1/12, right?
Yeah.
What scale was the big one?
Yeah, it's huge.
Like a third?
Something like that.
It was 1/4
That would have been
scale.
Quarter
great.
cell?
3D
Yeah.
printed scratch
I
build.
think
I've never seen
That had to be scratched. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic, though.
You can see my belly. You don't know
What do you think about? Nobody knows I'm fat until now.
Wayne, I always thought you were thin. Good Lord.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Katrina loved that one.
And I'll tell you the other thing. The big disappointment from this Wonderfest though is
I saw that.
they sold out t-shirts.
Really?
Yeah, so I managed to get one t-shirt, which is a size too big for me, believe it or not. It's like a 3XL. But I couldn't get any of the crew ones with the spaceship on.
Oh
So I
no.
was like, did you manage?
Yeah, but when they
No, everybody I know got the gray shirt. Don't start me on the gray
No, they
shirt.
sold out. I was like,
wait, do they sell them online afterwards? Like, can you go back and buy them?
If you come back next year, they might have some.
Oh, they'll find an extra
No,
box.
they might
They
print some
won't
more.
have
They might have some more
either,
printed
no?
up. No, they're done. They're gone.
so I managed to get one, which is it's a bit too big for me, but there you go.
I bet they sold out quick.
Yeah, I got the blue one. Because I wanted to go up and listen to the Picard speech.
Yeah.
I went up there. It was completely couldn't get in. I know.
Packed full.
It was very.
We just barged our way to the front.
Oh,
We
did you?
tried to nick a seat from Lou. He's like, no, this one's taken. So
And the guy never came back, so we had to get somebody else.
What was your favorite? No.
I think the big blue box that you had to
Oh.
pull down and look at the Dagobah system
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice one.
Brilliant. I mean, it was absolutely brilliant.
Did you get your camera down in
I
there?
did. I want
to see it.
That was good. And the one that was the same with the indoor power generator in it.
Yeah, and it painted so it had running water in there. I mean, it's just insane.
That was
Well, when I
insane.
saw it from the back, because Paul from Paragraphics, we were joking that that's Schrodinger's box. There's a cat in there. I didn't know that there was actually a diorama in
There's a
there.
model in there that may or may not be any good, but you won't know unless you look at it. I asked him to bend down and take a look because I'd seen it. He goes, he wouldn't do it. I want to.
What?
I'm not going to fall for that.
What you think?
I'm not
Cat,
going
little cat's arms coming out of here?
It's like a video.
It's a poking little finger comes out and looks right in the eye.
He literally like one of those boxes. You hit the button, the hand comes out.
From what I remember,
I've been in one of those peep shows. I know what goes on.
No, he was genuinely freaked out. I thought he was screwing with me. No, he was genuinely upset.
but there was like there's a little scene with an letter in it, and
You gotta make it work that hard.
it was quick ideas. I remember making old ghost houses like that in like a shoebox, and then you like pull wires and you make things happen. But yeah, that was quite interesting.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
For all intents and purposes, it was just a blue box if you looked at it from behind.
That's what it was, and I'm not sure how they figured out why it would only be that scale and why it was so low down and why it had to be like that. I have no idea what it was thinking.
It's almost a little better if that was on a stand.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, just you know, it's great for the 6-year-olds that are in there, but everybody else has got bad back.
No, it was definitely. But the skill was just.
Says the 6'8" guy.
Yeah, I did not look in the hole. I'm glad everybody else did.
Oh, you did?
No, I didn't know we were supposed to. I thought somebody left the box there with a handle hole. Like I didn't realize you're supposed to look at it.
They saw
I just when I walk by and you can see the light coming out of the.
Well, the
The flea surface.
because you're little. You walk by, I can't see that. I'm seeing the dust rain down from the lights.
Hey, I feel better than the blues here. I'm not the only little guy.
That's right.
And then I noticed the King Kong with the smash case. I don't know if that was intentional.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh no, I think that glass broke.
No, wasn't it broke in the pictures? You know, they were recreating the
Was it really?
designer's work desk.
Oh.
They had a picture down beside us.
So the crack was on purpose?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
It kind of looked like a shipping crack to me.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorites?
He loved the Marauder, and it was like ridiculous.
There was a Marauder that
The number 1 and the number 2 on it. You love that.
it was next to the 1 and 2.
You loved all of them except those two.
Except
Everything
those two.
except one.
If you see that video when I pan over the Marauders, number 1
Yes.
is Bill's, number 2 is mine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we did get them all in the show, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great experience. I'd do that again.
I would too. I would have taken that. But that guy, there was an empty spot, and that guy never came back. But I just felt like he should have
Well, plus you'd have to sit the other end of the room.
No, I was having a blast. I'm running upstairs and grabbing Q-tips for Phil. You know, I'm beating up pencils. I'm like, I was involved. You know, I had a blast. Oh, it was so much fun.
I got a plan for the whole weekend next year.
Yeah.
People are going to come out at least by Wednesday.
This Donnie only came down for the day. He showed up this morning, and then he's leaving tonight. At any minute, right?
Yeah.
Are you hanging out for tomorrow?
I don't know. Depends on how late they get here.
Well, who knows? They're here, right? Like they're literally in the hotel somewhere.
Yeah, I know that. But
So, yeah, that flight can't get canceled.
Hey, Todd. Gordon says, any news when the UFO interceptor will be out?
The what?
The UFO interceptor. Any news when it's
Oh, they had a coming soon sign.
I asked the guy. He said that right now they're projecting it for 24, but they don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Huh.
so someday.
Well, I guess
Usually if it's 24,
R&D and all that.
I would say if it's 24, they should usually have test shot.
Yeah,
Because last year they had a test shot of Razor Crest, and then this year it's out. And last year they had, usually if they've had a test shot at this show, that means next year it'll be out.
yeah. I've always wanted a good scale shot.
Yeah,
That.
I'm looking for the interceptor and the UFO.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Fusion.
Oh, Jason Stevenson. He's here. Say hi.
Jason Stevens here, Mr. Fusion.
Jason just popped in.
I was zoning out then.
You were.
I was just thinking of that video in it, and I'm like, did I include that?
Did you take any shots of the helium?
No, because that's another video.
Okay, well
So,
that's where
yeah.
that's on the round trip.
Oh, is it? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Because I like the Yoda in there that the guys got, you know. In the,
Oh, yeah, that was
B
cool.
room.
That was cool.
Oh,
Yeah, that top
milking
right.
it's the cunt.
The big one? Yeah.
Chapter 2.
Yeah, chapter 2. That's what I did last year. I just put it up last year. But the because what normally happens is I post it on Wonderfest fan club, and then you get loads of views from
Oh,
people.
Agora just got here.
No way.
I posted it, and it just
That's because everybody's here.
yeah. I thought they'd like to see again.
Yeah, but they can't get downstairs and see.
Yeah.
They were just hoping to see if they were in it.
Yeah.
Somebody tell them they need to make Airwolf. Okay?
Oh, we're just going to go wrong. We know
Yeah,
you
no,
don't know us. That's how we got to go.
That was hilarious watching you walk around today.
Yeah, we're just handing out stickers. Just handing out stickers. Running up to people. Here.
He does. He does.
Oh my God, that's too much.
Don't tell me. He's still handing them out.
Hey, how are you?
No pleasure.
I'm looking forward to meeting.
Oh, good. They keep saying, yeah, where's my
Well, I live in Raleigh.
There
Go
he
give him a sticker.
That's what I'm saying.
Go give him a sticker, Todd.
I want to see all who's in here. I know Buck is here. Sam is here. Mark. Hi, Mark. Gordon. Jason. Oh, I'll see if I can get James and Liam to sit here and we'll ask them some questions. How's that sound?
Oh my God, yes.
They just Claire's flight got canceled and she had
no.
Prime, so she stuck in the UK. She couldn't make it. I know. I was hoping to see it. They wanted to show it off. That was their big thing. They wanted to show it off here.
DS Models says hi, everyone. Hey,
Hi,
DS
Dave.
Models.
I'm in Atlanta and we're getting like.
I'll sit over here. Everybody's up running. Everybody's moseying.
No, that's called mingling. It's mingling.
Don't let me forget that.
Introverts don't know how to do that.
You think you'll forget your interceptor?
You don't know my memory.
It'll get home somewhere.
Like my house.
Who's? What?
Yeah, like my house. No, that was a good buy there, Donnie.
It was.
Well, and because you had a first one that was 150, you missed that one.
Yeah.
Then you found another one that was 75.
75, yeah.
So your doom became your good day. Your
Right.
payday. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Doomsday became payday.
No. 3 days ago, everywhere
You were all bummed out, and then you found it for half price.
Oh my God! Speaking of Doomsday, did you guys see the Doomsday device? That was amazing.
Oh,
That's Lou's.
Yeah,
Lou
that's
made
Lou.
that.
Yeah, that was loose.
I did not know that.
That was Lou's model.
Yeah, I watched you build that.
No, in Canada.
Because that just looked that was good.
I know they brought the 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, no, hey, Lou had a few, yeah.
Yeah, that I saw him build on his channel.
There's Buck.
Hey,
Hi,
Buck.
Buck. What's up, dude?
What's up, Buck?
But
Lou, he loved that.
Yeah, that Doomsday.
Tell him about that.
If there's an echo, we're just gonna blame Buck.
I thought it was a Doomsday machine. It's a pretty big thing. It's a pretty big model.
Yeah.
I was surprised by how small it looks compared to all those other huge
I know,
models.
right?
It's like, I'm thinking, I gotta put this on the back table. It's gonna be big. It looks small compared to the
Thanks, Morrow.
thanks, Laura.
Thanks for joining.
I watched you build that one on your.
Hope you have a great time here.
Down to finding that Halloween light.
Yeah.
Lou, I didn't realize you made the Doomsday device because when I saw it on Wayne's video, I was like, "Oh my God, somebody finally made that!" I mean,
Yeah.
it gets made fun of that it's like the giant space cream horn, but I mean, like it's still. You did a great job on it when it panned around to the mouth. It literally the effects, however you used it, looked amazing. Like it looked authentic.
Thank you. It was a lucky find of a Halloween light. I just shove it up against the side of the back of the wall, and it does the spinning.
No kidding.
But yeah, I was hoping to not have any accidents on the road because I wouldn't know what I had to explain. He was found in the wreckage amongst several starships and a Doomsday machine.
Right?
Yeah, that's not the news story I wanted to get at.
I saw a lot of starships, but I didn't see like people doing their rendition of like the USS Constellation after the Doomsday device.
I'm sorry, their rendition of
the USS Constellation, damaged.
Yeah. There was one. There was a small one that was like 1,000 scale. That was damaged. That was done up to be damaged like that. Yeah.
I don't think it was done.
Wow.
Constellation.
No, well,
painted like dark gray.
It was a grayish blue. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It wasn't the Constellation. Don't you think I know that?
Yeah, I was surprised there wasn't hardly any like battle damage ships.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, you know what surprised me now looking back on it? There was a small number of gun enemies. I don't remember seeing too many gun kits.
They were all in like one little section.
Yeah, I mean, there have been years where it felt whole paper. And there were less Godzilla and Kaiju than you normally use. There was quite a few, but again, it normally fills a whole like.
The one thing I noticed The one thing I noticed, though, you could definitely tell which model belonged to the guys that were single and the guys that were married. Right?
Yeah.
Well, the guys that are married are not the ones that are doing scantily clad women.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, Steve. Pardon me. Lou, Steve says hi. Mr. Fusion.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. The hearing here on this end is kind of difficult.
Yeah, it's a crowded room in there.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Crafty Chris, welcome to the stream.
Did you see some of those over there that were custom sculpted?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I love those because I can't spell.
And only it has been maybe in the last 4 or 5 years that there's been a big growth in one-to-one props.
Yeah.
Rifles, space age guns and battle axes or whatever. But that props is a category.
It was still a rather small section.
Yeah. Well, it was a weird difference. This is the first year that I can recall that they had black tablecloths. I don't think that makes a difference. But when they're all sitting on white tablecloths, they do have a tendency to stand out a little bit better. But
Yeah.
Tables look full.
You get more of a light effect, and everything looks more bunched in. And yeah, I agree with you on there. When if you have a white cloth compared to a black cloth table, yeah.
They were in, I think we're over 800 to 1,000 entries.
I think Ian said it was 1,003 or
something. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. It was a gracious plenty.
Yeah.
Yep, it'll be hard to beat next year.
Well, I tell you, if they're going to keep growing at this rate, you're going to have to allow more time for the entries because that 4 hours is not enough.
All right. Okay. So Lou, now that you've put your entries in, are you already thinking of your next entry for next year?
No. I'm not even thinking about what's for dinner tomorrow. I am an elf on the day after Christmas.
Oh boy.
I am going to. I'll probably start thinking about these things on the drive home. But for right now, I'm just in the moment. Right?
Hey, Space Junk.
Space Junk 55. We do not know what our next challenge is going to be yet. We're still looking for something for the Spookers challenge.
Oh, it is. Oh, the last one was killer.
I know.
I love that challenge.
We're trying to find something that will rise to that level. Something we
Hey,
can.
Peter.
Hey, Pete. Boy, we're getting them all over the world. We got a couple from Australia. We got some in overseas in Europe.
Yeah. You just email and say, hey, I got one live stream.
I need to pop back to the Agora folks for 1 second. Be right back.
For sure. Thanks for stopping in, Lou. So, Donnie, what was your favorite part of the show?
So, Eric, you're coming next year, right?
I want to so bad. I really do. If I can find out like a total, like a price amount, I'll save.
Hey, the ticket's only $33.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest,
I bet you travel's more than that.
Yeah, Donnie said he'll swing around and pick you up.
No. That would be a longer trip to pick up Eric than it would be to drive up here and back.
Right.
Well, I thought you were going to stop at Gillies first, then come down and pick me up.
Get Bucks to swing over and pick you up.
Did you get Chucky?
So, out of all the stuff you've seen, Donnie, what was your favorite?
What?
What was your favorite model out there?
I think probably the big X-Wing.
Oh, I know. Isn't that awesome?
That thing was nice.
It was all lit up. It had even the ground.
Yeah, and it played out the whole trench run scene.
Yeah, the whole trench scene was all lit up. It was nice. I loved it.
Yeah.
So, out of scale, what scale do you think that was?
I don't know. That thing was big.
That was big, yes.
It was bigger than the D'Agostini one, which was studio scale. So.
Oh wow, that big.
X-Wing they filmed in the movie.
Yeah.
I was impressed with the amount of figures that were there, you know, whether they be like, you know, 3D printed or whatever. But the fact is, there was a lot of, and I was looking at it and paying attention, and I'm like, some of them looked like they might have been airbrushed, but there was a lot of them. I was like, that's hand painted. Like they were really good.
Yeah, there was a lot of good looking figures in there. And there was a whole table of just miniatures.
Oh, thank you, Eric. So, what do you got planned for next year there, Donnie?
What do you say, Gil?
What do you got planned for next year?
What have I got planned for next year?
Yeah.
No idea.
You're going to bring one of your dragons?
Maybe.
Hold on.
I'm going to try to come up here and stay the whole weekend next year so I can put something in the show.
That's good. Sound like you had a good time.
Thank you.
I love your T-shirt, though.
That's a nice T-shirt.
Yeah.
Where'd you steal that from?
I made that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay, for Steve.
Steal one of those
I mean,
T-shirts.
sorry, Todd.
No, this was something
What was that? Lubing. What's that? Lubing is still being it's spoken. So they are all talking about coming to Telford in November, which is a big model show they have over there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would so love to go there one day.
They're all gonna. I might even try to get over to the. I love the UK. So
Yeah, no way I can make
if I can get on a plane and get that worked out, I might go join everybody in Telford for the show in November.
Okay, we'll start a GoFundMe page for you, Todd.
What's that?
We'll start a GoFundMe page for you.
A GoFundMe
A
page?
GoFundMe? No, I don't need that. Thanks, Gilly. We're doing this on a laptop, and there's a lot of noise starting to happen, so it's kind of hard to hear. But
No, what I'm seeing behind you guys is amazing. I'm seeing
That's awesome.
a room. I'm seeing a room full of introverts talking everybody's ear off. So
Right.
this is great.
oh no, we're still in a closed room, so we're indoors. It's okay.
Right.
We're allowed to do it.
We associate with each other.
We allowed to do it. So this is over my shoulder here. That's Liam.
Yeah.
That's Liam from Agora. Phil, Lou, Esther.
There's Lou, Esther.
Oh my God.
There's Ian behind Donnie.
Wade's hiding behind Ian. Ian's right up in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Is he still handing out stickers?
No, whatever. Oh, it was the first thing he did.
Right?
Oh my God! Yeah.
Well, that's what it's for, you know. Come on.
You gotta go?
Yeah, it's going on 8. We're an hour ahead of my time. So.
Oh.
Donnie's got to get home.
Oh, Donnie, safe travel.
He's got to go home.
Yep.
You drive safe, buddy.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Donnie, have a safe trip, man.
Have a good one, Eric.
Be safe, Donnie. Bye.
Should I steal somebody?
Drive safe, Donnie.
Let me steal somebody. Let's see who's got some space. Give me a second.
Why is Buck muted?
He's working.
It's like S5, S600.
Lurker.
Like early 90s, late 80s. So it was like much older stuff. Like,
Oh my God! Somebody steal Steve from Agora there, please. Somebody save him.
I stole Esther.
Esther.
This is
How you
Mrs.
doing, man?
Hi, Mrs. World Wayne.
Did you?
How are you?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
What were your favorite models?
So you know, I am a Ray Harryhausen fan.
Okay.
I love Clash of the Titans, all the Sinbad films. So they're the ones that.
So a lot of the miniatures and the creature creations.
Yeah. But I'm not. I am more the creatures than I am the starships.
That's okay. It's still sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had an interesting story. You should tell the story about the getting here.
Oh.
So the camera's in here.
Okay, yeah.
So getting here, they had to go through O'Hare. So tell us about getting here.
And the thing is, right, since we've been here, everybody has told us we should never have transited our airport. But anyway, so we had half for our transfer to Kentucky. And as it is, the flight arrived an hour early. So we thought, oh, we've got loads and loads of time. We're like the last people off the plane. We're just strolling along. Yeah, 2 hours to get through security. Then we had to go check our bags. Then we had to recheck our bags in and make it to Terminal 3, Terminal 5. And
this is O'Hare, which, by the way, is one of the largest airports in the whole country. Right?
Yeah, that is the worst airport.
Yeah.
I got stopped at security to be searched. I was just like, no. So Wayne is like, I'm going to the gate. Bye.
Is it okay? So isn't that always the way? Isn't that always the way you find out?
Tap you down and all of this, and I'm like, yeah, just do it. That's fine.
Oh no! They asked her if she wants to be tapped
in a room,
roped in a private room. She's like, nah, just do it right here.
Just go for it.
Wow! Yeah.
Oh, brave! You're brave.
What were you gonna say, Eric?
Oh, I was like, isn't that the way when you're flying? That the next gate is all the way on the other side of the airport.
It was down the end. It was like 10C or something, which is like one of the last gates down there.
Because I came in through Denver and I didn't realize Denver's like one big long terminal, but it has like 100 gates.
Yeah, that's a big gate.
98 had to leave for 4 or something, and I'm like, there's a million walking ways and a bunch of. It was insane. I never seen anything. I had flown through Denver before, but it was like a land takeoff. Yeah, it wasn't a get change plane. So.
There you go, Todd. Mr. Fusion. Can you ask Agora to send us an Optimus Prime over here? Mr. Fusion designs.
They couldn't even get it to the U.S. It was in a box. They sent us a picture of the crate. Claire was stuck in an airport for about 12 hours with a plane that did not pass inspection. She was unable to get on. They finally canceled it. She ended up being stuck with the actual model, so they didn't make it here with it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think they gave up. She finally just went home.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. So, but I'll see if I can steal Liam here in a second.
Was that the only thing that Agora was bringing to showcase?
Yeah. I think it was just Optimus.
Okay.
Which is really interesting because if you saw them when they were at Model Comic-Con or whatever it was, the MCM that they just did in the UK, the whole booth was for Optimus Prime. They didn't have any of the other builds there. Literally, the whole booth was just for Optimus Prime.
And the funny thing was, the video behind, it was just like, that's right. That's Wayne's hands.
Were they showing Wayne's video?
I was like, I recognize that wedding ring.
Well, I think it's great because Katrina, who's here, Maker's Kid's wife, right? She's here and she's building the Optimus.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there's Steve. Hi, Steve.
Hey.
Hi. It's Steve.
Steve.
But Katrina's here, and I think she was in the bedroom because we ordered a bunch of food.
We'll do Pete.
I said, didn't turn up.
No, what happened is the DoorDash guy just decided to cancel the order for no reason.
What?
The Dasher's like, no, I don't want to do it, and so they had to do it all over again and remake it and everything. So it is coming. But But who else we got? Let's see. Peter's here. Hi, Peter.
We got Peter, Gordon,
Screwbers.
Sam.
Oh, what is this question from Space Junk? Has Phil got a new Screwverse challenge sorted? Well, I can should ask Phil.
They had one planned from a model that they saw, but I know when Wayne and I were grabbed, all the models are gone.
What were they going to do?
Oh, I won't say.
You won't say or you don't say?
No, I won't say. I'll let them.
Well, they can't get it, then they could say.
But it was one that I was going to allow in the lounge.
Oh, above the
not above the television.
All right.
No.
What is there anything that's not above the television? Okay, all right.
Okay. We'll have to put Lou and Phil on the spot here later.
Well, Lou already saw that question. He
Yeah.
answered it, and they do not have a new Screwverse challenge yet.
We can't hear you at all. We're trying.
They do not have a Screwverse challenge sorted out yet.
Correct. Yeah, but I guess they were gonna do one.
They've got an idea.
They have an idea, but they don't know where to find the model.
Well, the models were there, and then when we went back,
Somebody
they
bought
were
them all. Oh.
So I'm not.
Maybe they bought them and didn't tell you.
Wayne hasn't. Definitely didn't buy one.
Oh well.
So we haven't seen it all day. So.
Right behind us, right behind the camera here, is a whole load of stuff that Steve has bought.
Now,
oh wow.
What about Esther? Okay, what did you buy? Did you buy anything?
Oh well.
No,
yesterday she bought it. She went to Hobby Lobby the minute she got here. She bought so much fabric that it's gonna have to take the seat that Wayne's supposed to ride in on the way home.
Oh no.
So Wayne's gonna have to catch a ride on a bus.
Yeah, we're leaving all his
all
clothes here.
Everything's gonna be left behind.
You know what? He deserves it.
So much fabric.
You know what? He deserves it for ditching her at O'Hare. Okay.
Katrina's out. Yeah, she's entertaining everybody. She's telling stories all about you.
Yeah,
we have a question for both of you. Actually, you have a question for you.
Okay. Right here.
They asked if you guys had another Screwverse challenge coming. And she mentioned that you had an idea. She didn't say, fairly enough, she didn't say what it was. She said you guys looked at it, and it was gone.
It's somewhat in the air,
yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. I think we'll stage it. Yeah.
But I did say that if it's what you said, I'd allow it in the lounge.
I know what you want to allow in the lounge, and anything spaceship you want to allow.
When I asked her to go on TV, she said, actually not.
This is awesome.
I know, right?
Yeah, but you're going to put all my models on.
Phil's got some conversations, like, I've got to have a conversation.
It's a negotiation every inch.
The thing about the Screwverse challenge, and actually is that, originally the idea was to take something and have to augment it, make it better, or display it in a different way, right?
Right.
The first train wreck challenge was putting the shark from Pegasus and the cage in resin.
Right.
Disaster.
Yeah.
But the concept, the concept was right.
Yes.
So then we did ET because that's no one had that it's just this resin barrage and kind of not very well produced, and there was a lot to clean up and lamp. So there was a lot going on. There was a lot going on, and then after we did the ET show, then we did the Orca from George.
Right.
Because I don't know if you've ever met Bill Wieger. Have you ever met him?
No, but
Okay, he's an incredible sculptor. He's not here, but he was around these dealers' rooms. There's on the front there are all these whales and sharks. Did you see those?
Yeah.
He's like incredibly talented, and he had 3 years ago. He had an that he had built, and it was amazing. it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And and obviously it doesn't exist anymore. So I thought, gotta have that.
And then the time machine was one too. Right?
And that was the next challenge, and that's when we brought Lou in because we needed an adult.
Yeah, well, again, unsupervised.
Yeah, couldn't find one, so
and they're still looking.
They're still looking.
Yeah.
They realize they're horrible mistakes.
So, but now the challenge is, it's getting harder to figure out what all three of us can do because it's got to be something we can get to Wayne.
Yeah.
Shipping is very expensive.
Some things none of us have done.
Right.
A very small pool.
Right.
Right, and then it's got to be supersized or something different.
Yeah.
So it can't just be a model out of a box.
Yeah.
And yet you're gonna light it. It's got to be okay, but you've got to light it in a certain way, or you've got to add an element to it. That's what we're trying to figure out. I mean, we do have something. I hope, if we can come to a consensus.
Yeah.
We're circling the building.
Yeah. No, I think it's fun because you're watching. It's just as good as that the painting class.
Right.
Because they just gave everybody a marauder, gave them 2 paints, and said go. Right. They didn't give them, this has to be blue, this has to be white, this has to be red. They just let everybody go, and you end up with these 19 different models that were totally different.
The funny story about that is Rob's mom was like, he was going on, you don't have to make this gray, you don't have to make this look like, and then everybody turns on something that's a shade.
I noticed, yeah.
It's either the same shade or it's turquoise or it's blue.
Well, and there was the guy straight across from us that was doing the white, green, and black camouflage.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it was odd that everybody paint choices. Yeah, but they're kind of gravitating to the blue.
Yeah, there was somebody that took the Marauder, flipped the wings around and turned it into a bird of prey and painted it.
That's cool.
Yeah. So there was a guy putting lights in during the paintbrushing class. He brought a bunch of SMGs and wiring it for lights.
The thing about it, it's very hard when you're out of your element.
Yeah.
You don't have the tools.
But you know what? Phil said something really interesting when we were in the class. I was a spectator. I was just watching. But you said something about how it makes you focus. Because you're not so distracted about all the stuff that's in your shop.
Yeah.
You don't got 17,000 paints, 400 brushes, 200 X-Acto knives, all those kind of things. You're like, I have 6 paints. Okay, and it just makes you zone kind of.
No, it's true. But you don't have the ability to really clean up anything.
No, yeah.
And those snap together kits, mine wouldn't behave. Yeah. They wouldn't cooperate. So
I was his clamp. Yeah. He put some clamp together. I'm just holding it together off to the side.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
no, like I'm surprised, like the Q-tips, which to me, I didn't airbrush those.
You can.
You needed those, and I had brought a bunch because I used to clean my Easter eggs with them, and I just had a bunch of spares.
Since they're promoting using airbrushes, they really didn't give us. They didn't teach us how to really clean a brush.
Well, what I've been doing so Tom is from it's Tag Models, right?
Right.
And out of Colorado, and I sat there and I really expected more tuition on the airbrushing.
Totally.
I thought they were going to do a lot more. They really just let everybody, here's the airbrush, blue paints 10 to 1, go. Yeah. And then Lou stood up and said, here's the decals, here's the slime, you can take off your slime, they're all pre-cut, go. And there was not a lot of people walking around going, hey, we need to try this, and distance.
And then they used a term about an hour towards the end of the thing that I thought was absolute sacrilege.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be good, you just have to be finished. And I go,
yeah, you cringe a little. No, because the lot of ones that have that OCD where you look at it, you add a little more, and you look at it, you add a little more, and it's never done. You have to go to bed. You have to go to sleep at some point. But it's never really done. And there are models that I'm sure you have that are on the shelf done. You've done them, and it's just sitting there going, just done this.
I've taken them back to the shop.
You've taken them back to the shop, come back and say, I'm going to paint that gun. That's debugging me.
Yeah.
Right.
Very unique experience to be able to hang with all these people and spend the day modeling.
Oh, yeah.
It's great fun.
Yeah, it was. Everybody was super nice.
Those paints are fantastic. And you like it.
Yeah, we were talking about this last night. Iwata basically took over Critics.
Yeah.
And they have this, it's New World, right? New World paints. And for some reason, they're just acrylics. You can spray them straight in the bottle, a drop of fluid seems to help a little. Not a whole lot of dry tip like you normally get with most acrylics. But the way they stick is insane. Like you're just like, shh, and they're there. They don't, a lot of acrylics you have to paint a film like around the edge or something, and it creates a film before they stick to it.
No, you can
That stuff is
actually,
great.
you can put masks down in what, 15 minutes. I mean, we weren't
Yeah,
and they were perfect. There was no issues at all.
No, that stuff looked like a shot. Really, I didn't get used to it, but it was really good.
Yeah,
They looked a lot better.
I'll tell you my only complaint. We didn't ask about. We didn't get into it. Was the wash list. So the idea is that you don't have a second line of washes. You have this special formula for the wash.
It's like a wash base.
So it's like a base. And then you add like one tiny drop of the paint. But these paints are so strong, they just blow out the wash. I mean, and because they're matte, we didn't have a gloss coat on it. They weren't running. They weren't really behaving like washes. I found it really good.
Oh, okay.
Do I hear rattling? Is somebody rattling on the screen?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It separated, but it did stain the surface. It didn't flow over it.
Yeah,
at that another level of dimension.
Yeah,
I felt like it just stayed like that.
I did notice that. It soaked into the paint.
Yeah,
Instead of picking up highlights.
Hey, Gilly, I'll be right back.
Copy that.
You're right.
Yeah,
but they didn't give us that. They gave us that.
Well, I think some of that can kind of, yeah, if they had time.
But I would love to try that. And this just makes me wonder. Is like because we talked to oh God, what's his name from Outlaw?
Jason.
Jason from Outlaw Paints out in Australia.
All right.
And they're all about like the way they use the pigments and stuff like that. They spend all this time using pigments that are fine and like they're chemical based instead of like mineral based, right? They don't they spray a bit differently. They don't plug as easily. They don't clump. They don't do some things like that. And I'm curious. I'm like I just have to I want to try them. I want to try the Outlaw Paints.
Right.
Because
I didn't try the.
It feels like the mass produced of all paints.
I'll tell you, I didn't try the. I didn't try the yellow. It's the only one that didn't try.
Yeah.
But the opacity of these paints, especially white, is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a really nice white, and it went down beautifully, and it covered in one coat. So it was really nice. And they were running our airbrushes at I think about 15 psi.
15 to 18,
Yeah.
It depends because the more people they had everybody connected to the same CO2 tank on a hose, and so the more people that used it, the more pressure. So you were kind of
Oh.
variability in that pressure.
Oh, that was not a very good setup.
Yeah.
It would go to 15. If one of you at 18,
No, it would go up and down like a yo-yo. And then I'd get a little bit of needle clog, and that was annoying.
I do too. Yeah.
I'm up
All right, I'm back.
don't do that. Why? I have an adjustment on my compressor, so I keep it at 40, but I can take it all the way down if I want.
I have a quick connect. I have a knob right here on the gun.
If you do it,
I just turn it right down.
So, but I just
so it shoots the way I want. I can basically enough to put the paint out. Any more than that means you've got to be farther. What are you trying to shoot it a foot?
No, but I find that if I'm playing with
airbrush
kinds of paint,
Yeah, they're talking about the
pressures based on that paint.
Yeah, of course, absolutely, all the
So
time.
new paints
so I
from.
can just leave it at a cost of 40, and then I can just pull it down.
Geez, I forgot. They're from Curetex.
From
Those have to go over to Curetex.
Yeah.
And have it be-
Vortex. I
They
think I have something from them. I
Sometimes
can't
the black
remember. I bought it at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
It takes a little more to get out the gun. Things like that.
I did love the guy who brought an entire toolbox of stuff.
Oh, thank God for the guy that brought the glue.
Yeah.
They didn't give us any glue. There was no glue. One of the guys brought glue.
Yeah. It's so impressive. It's like, that's pretty awesome.
But I looked around the room. Did you notice that every single person either had glasses on?
Yeah.
The blinder, the blinders, magnifying glass stuff. and it was. I'm like, there's not a single person
There's
here
Wayne.
doesn't have glasses on.
Oh, Jason. I mean,
nobody has good eyesight.
oh,
Everybody had blinders on.
I'm dropping parts every 5 minutes.
I'm not kidding you. I was under Phil's desk at least 3 times looking for parts.
Oh,
There's parts we're not. And then the hotel came in. They were freaking out. People were going to spill paint on the carpet, and one of those bottles, the seals on his paint ended up on the carpet. It fell on the carpet, but luckily it fell paint side up.
Oh, nice. Lucky.
It's awful. It's god awful. It's like
So did Phil? Did you put a submission in a model submission this year?
Did who? Did Ian?
Phil.
Phil.
Oh, did you put anything in the show?
no, I didn't bring anything. The 2 things I was going to bring, I broke some of the stuff off packing it, but I got upset. Next year,
So you broke? They broke before you brought it?
still trying to pack them. So next year, I think I'm going to drive. They might need to come to LA. And we're going to drive, and then that way I can bring stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can't fly this stuff.
Oh no! I mean, even the Johnny Fives, I had a wrap T-shirts and all sorts of stuff in my bag.
And there's our host back there, Steve from Maker's Cave. Behind Phil.
No.
It's Militia Lou who takes his Doomsday machine and straps it in the plane seat next to him.
Well, no, his was in the car. He drove.
Oh, did he? Oh.
Yeah, no.
He drove the seat next to him.
Oh, yeah.
No, that Doomsday machine was amazing.
The Doomsday machine?
Yeah, I love. That's my favorite episode of the TOS series.
Oh yeah. That I didn't get to see it on Wayne. Did it have a little starship in front?
No, I did no. But
No,
the effects that were inside that he used was absolutely mind blowing. I loved it.
Now I was amazed. You know what I was really amazed was people had some very, very small, like tiny little B-wings and tiny little X-wings, little details painted. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And some people had metal, like almost photo etch in there, and people had lighting. There was a 350th, and there was a couple 350s. The 350s had a bridge. You look down through the dome, and there was a bridge there. One of them, all the panels inside the dash were lit.
No way.
That bridge is this big, and I'm like, it is insane. There were so many people that, because the SUVs are so popular now, they're easy to get, and people are lighting the tiniest little details. It's so impressive.
Yeah.
Hey, Kenneth from Georgia.
I'm gonna grab Mark.
Hey, Ken.
I'm gonna steal Mark. So can I steal that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys may or may not recognize him, or at least the name. But I am the unknown man. This is Mark Adams. He's always behind the scenes. So if you know Mark Adams from the original, he was the forum moderator for the admin, for the Model Space forums, and now for Agora.
And I also did Facebook, and the Facebook CS issues.
So who's General Lou?
General Lou is.
You can't say. He may or may not be here. May or may not be here. It's one of those sticks. It's the stick, right? It's just a helmet. It's just a helmet.
Yeah, no, I can't say who General Lou is.
No, but I know you're on the forums because I've seen you in there. And then do you do anything when it comes to like help with the warehouse, the stuff that I know worldwide distribution comes out of the US. Or like
there's UK distribution.
You too, Sam.
No. If it's not the UK, it's
Yes, Sam. Have a good one.
like if things from Australia come from here. Like if
Yes.
So if they don't
Good
have
timing, Ken.
an actual warehouse there, most of them come from the US.
So, Ken, if you're not aware, this is we got a bunch of people from Parts Model Works here, and most of them are from overseas. As you can see back there, there's a transformer sign back there. That's Agora Models. And over here, the guy with the glasses and the blue shirt, that is Wayne from World of Wayne. Next to him is me.
Yeah, let me.
He's got to book a flight.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Will do.
Will do.
We got anything? Hi, everyone. Kenneth. Good night. Bye, Sam. I'm sitting here on lunch break at work. Well, we're hanging out in the suite with Agora and Wayne and Phil and Lou and Wayne. I'm back. And Mark's back.
Mark's back.
Had to check in on him. No, James and Claire
got stuck, right?
Yeah, they got stuck in the UK because of the flight. Smoke
problem.
Well, it was the smoke. The smoke.
Oh, God damn it, Gilly.
Yeah, the
I'm sorry.
So the airport they wanted to fly into was smoked over. So it's Gilly's fault that they're not here.
I told Gilly to cut back on the weed, but I'm not.
Yeah, well, it's all your fault.
It's all.
Thanks, Mark.
Claire did not make it.
Yeah, well, Claire made off his Friday.
Yeah, I know. How's that going, by the way?
I apologize for that.
Come excellently. I wasn't there. I was part of that. Just before I came over.
I'm sorry. Not sorry.
I'm sorry. Not sorry.
That's all right.
I have packed two.
Oh no, that's Mark. You got to say you're sorry.
Yes, I have. Plans.
Oh well, Katrina will like that. And he's got
Yeah. So I'm ahead of the curve, and it's going to be an amazing build.
Yeah.
It's just all these parts is outstanding.
Yeah.
There are parts that are very fiddly. It's not an easy build, but the end results are going to be it's going to be huge. Yeah, well, it's a good 38 high.
Yeah, no, it's going to be. I'm not building that one. I'm doing a Ferrari. I'm finishing the Mura. You know, the Titanic is mid Titanic or Pac 9 or something. Yeah, Pac 10. But I can't wait to see. I think they're going to build. I think Steve is going to build one of those boats. They're going to do the Agora Optimus and the Fan Home Optimus, which they're totally different audiences.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they're totally different models. But the Fan Home is smaller. I mean, it really looks. If you're looking for the snub nose like cab over original Optimus, that's Agora.
Yeah.
And if you want the Bay who decided to do like the snout Freightliner, big one with overdone, all the obnoxious, all the obnoxious details. Yeah, the Breedleys. Then you go with the Bay version, the Bay version. But they're different in a true Transformers first. That you get them both. Doesn't matter. I mean, why not get them both? Yeah. To have both versions because they're different. It's not like you both did G1. It's not like you were decided to do G1. Yeah. So,
Here's a question: does Agora keep the fingers on the pulse of, say, like what France puts out for the 4-stage test productions, like say the Peterbilt and other?
Well, that's the Agostini. That was not Taya that did that. The Peterbilt test.
Altaya's a division of the Agostini.
So it's more likely that would come through a family, than it would through Agora. Agora is doing their own thing, or they kind of act as like the distributor for U.S. Hashed. Yeah, like a lot of Hashed stuff will come through Agora into the U.S. because Hashed doesn't have a presence here, so which is great for them because they get some place to do all the logistics of it. You know, that's why I said that would be like I would love to do the tumbler, but you get a license here. Then you have to basically wait a year about after it's released, so you can start packing it into the Agora tax. You don't want the 12. Otherwise, you'll run over the end of it. And you won't be able to ship it, right? So if we see the tumbler, it's more likely that I think people are just doing pack 10 of the tumbler just now in the UK.
There are forwarding agencies.
Yeah, well, Ian's got one. Right? Purple distribution will ship it here. I used when I did the original Terminator. I did it through Hashed. Okay, Agora wasn't around yet. I had started the Terminator, and I was shipping over with 14. It was $50 every time, and I would make 2 issues in one. It cost half the cost.
I'm doing that with Porsche from Exo.
Yeah,
I'm getting every 2 months so I can get free shipping.
Yeah,
Get my last pack after Porsche.
Yeah, and then when Agora came online with their Terminator, I asked them, I said, "Can I start with 10?" They said, "No," because again, they were just like what you were having to do warehouse. Pack 1s come in and Pack 2s come in. They said, "We won't have Pack 10 for the first 10 months." And at that point, I would have been done. But so I won't do that again. But I think
does add cost.
I do think the tumbler's coming. I believe at some point it will make it here. It's probably going to be next year. I'm guessing.
Well, and like I said, you have to get through licensing.
Yeah. Are you gonna sit? You gonna sit and talk? I can't go talking. I gotta eat and drink. I'm waiting for Liam to stop talking, but I don't think he does. Well, he's with Ian. So
I was just gonna say Ian's with him.
being on tour for the leopard tank. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you wanted to, I wanted to do the Optimus too.
Hey, Donnie.
His wife is doing it.
Hey, look, Donnie's on and he's not even on. Donnie's supposed to be driving. You better be driving and not texting.
Yeah,
don't be chatting
right.
on our screens while you're driving.
Let me go see if I can drag Liam over here.
Yeah, so let's see if we can get Liam.
Hey, Todd. Is Agora
a pry bar?
is Agora the type of company that would look into doing, say, what D'Agostini or whatever in France does? Testing?
No, they're different. They're separate.
Okay.
They're separate.
I love the T-shirt.
Hey, what's going on? We haven't actually met. No. Well, we've talked on the phone.
We've talked to
we talked on the phone way back in like 2018 when I first talked to all of you. You were all on the phone. I was quiet.
Yeah,
So,
voice to text is great.
Right? This is Liam from Agora, and we were already talking about how James and Claire got stuck, right? Because we have our local Canadian hobby builder out here, so we're blaming him for all the smoke that closed BWI and blocked our plane from coming. And that's why the Optimus is not here. So, no, you had a question. Eric had a question about like when companies like Altaia, which is D'Agostini in France, they just did a test of like the Peterbilt, which is very strange that they would do an American truck in France. Why would that be successful? It seems like that would just bomb immediately versus like a Scania or something like that. So he was asking, do you have any chance, or does Agora have any chance to say, hey, that test doesn't work, but you think it might do good over here? Is there something that's worth investigating?
Yes.
Funny food if you want
in terms of it's possible, but there's
to speak up.
Yes. But it kind of depends on many factors. But we have seen some products that have been developed as a test in the past, and for whatever reason was not picked up as a national launch. We've been able to bring it to the Agora model.
Yeah.
So in principle, yes, but there's many factors where.
Yeah, there's a couple tests I've seen go. The Hogwarts Express. I cannot believe that did not come to Agora. Me too. I mean, with as many Harry Potter fans, how can the world can that not come to Agora?
Well, and that's with the Warner Brothers license, so it's not necessarily easy for anybody to get. And I think sometimes there are licensing challenges for certain products, but you're right. I mean, I can't believe that's not already back sets at all.
No, that, and the reason, I get it that it's tough, but if Lego can put out big ones, you know what I mean? It's not impossible. And obviously, unless it's a competing thing. They say, oh, this part might hurt the Lego sales of that same size, roughly. That Lego doesn't want that. They want it exclusive on that train for a while, maybe a year, and then it's possible. I didn't realize I started digging into licensing how much it does that. Where they sit there and go, this person has that exclusive for this amount of time, and then somebody else can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the case. I think you have to find a particular way of selling the model and making it unique and different, very different, and stand out, as we have done with Hasbro and our Optimus Prime, which of it, as Todd said, should be here.
Yeah.
We did show it at Comic-Con in London, where it didn't have to get on a plane, so it was able to be there, and the reaction was fantastic.
Yeah.
And to see people actually view the model and play with the model, take photos of the model was amazing. So
I love all the cosplay pictures. All the people in cosplay that came up to it. And what was really interesting is that you just based the whole booth around the Optimus Prime. There was no other Agora models there. It was all about Optimus.
It was just this.
Oh yeah, look at the back. Yeah, look at the back.
I know, right?
Yeah,
That's an awesome shirt.
And I think because later at Comic-Con we will have other models that will suit that market, in that section. But this was obviously we just launched it from Japan, and it was the first time anybody in the world could see it in its full scale with the music, the sound, the talking. And honestly, I was so blown away with the reaction of the audience. I mean, truly, it was. We've been at Goodwood when we showed it, Festival of Speed, Revival, when we showed our car models, and that's got great reaction. And nothing like this. This was really quite unique.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not an interviewer, by the way. I'm part of HTM. I have to be sitting here.
I don't know where to look. So I look here. So
No, camera's up here, and I can't.
Mr. Fusion Design says hi, Liam.
And it's not a professional setup. We didn't know we were going to stream while we're doing this. This was just to hang out.
And I didn't know I was going to be on that either.
No, it's very impromptu. Don't worry. How many people are watching? Like 6. Don't worry about it.
6,000?
Yeah, no, not 6,000. It's literally probably like 6. No, but we're mostly just talking to our friends back home.
Well, I just learned a bit about what you guys do in terms of this whole life you can do online, and I recognize some of the names here.
Oh yeah, Donnie's on our stream. Sam's over in Australia, I believe, or is she in the UK? No, she's in the UK. Kenneth's out of Georgia. Mr. Fusion, that's Jason Stevenson.
Let's go to the comments. There are some questions.
Oh, okay. Can you ask what does Agora think when modders like myself, Chloe, Mike Lane, do they mind when they do mods on their models?
No, we don't mind at all. I mean, we will make a kit that is for, let's say, a mass market. And you can't make a kit for everybody because people want to do different colorways or weathering, for example. There's different sort of levels of modeling. We try to make it as mass market as possible. But we have a section on our forum which is dedicated to sorry, not our forum, on our website, which is dedicated to modifications, and we encourage that. It's not something we can necessarily facilitate because it's quite complex, but if modders want to buy the kit and do what they want, we encourage that.
Well, and I wanted to say something that Mark told me over here in the kitchen is that Jillian's coming, right? The Xenomorph is coming, but they just found the official builder. That he found somebody to build it, and that person is going to mod it as part of the build. He's going to add details to it, right? So he's going to add things, and that's one thing I liked about Agora when I first talked to you guys in 2018 was I said I have a tendency to make small changes as I go, and they're like, "No, it's great. We love it." It's make it your own. There's entire sections. Every one of their models on their forum, on their website, has a mod section. There's a modification section that says, here's your build diaries and what do you guys want to do. I mean, I think it's great. Yeah.
Does Agora ever think about taking a lot of these suggestions and mods and say, hey, we could probably update our current model, right? With these new mods already in it.
Oh, I see what he's saying. Maybe would you want? I think once the tooling is done,
it's quite complex
to go back and change it.
Engineer, that would be the problem.
Yeah,
and that's why. Yeah, it's difficult. Right? And the best way to do that is through the modders out there who are so skilled at what they do. And we love that. I mean, we love the personalization of the model. It's about your own emotion to it and how you're connected to that particular model. I mean, I've seen some beautiful iterations of our Shelby Cobra in red and black and so on. And we would never sort of say, oh, no, it has to be guardian blue. No, you can be whatever you want.
Yeah, there's because I know where Jason's coming from. There's been sometimes that there's a little bit of a fight, and sometimes they get right on board and they'll help them. They'll say, "Here's some." I think was it Mike or Chloe or one of them. They even got some of the designs or specifications for some of the models to help that, like that stuff, to be able to help design some of the stuff. And say, hey, while I'm going to use the Nightmare example, the displays. That's a big thing that people are changing right now. They're changing out the static, cards for an actual LCD or LED screen, and to say, we'll give you the drawing of the dashboard. Here's the 3D CAD of the dashboard. Is that something that would you go that far into supporting
possibly
the modders?
Yes, but it's something more easier to engineer than effectively to do. And if there's a huge public demand for it, that's what
yeah. Something like Jason. If Jason said, hey, I'd love to do this thing. If he reached out and said, yeah, I want to do this modification for the Stingray, and I want to design wheels that are waiting in the hub offset or design of the thing that 3D is that.
It's a good question. I don't have the honest answer, but we're open to instances of that.
I just wonder if that'd be easier,
We have a viewer. Yes. We have a viewer, Crafty Chris from the UK, said would love to see another bus release. They love the Route Master.
Crafty Chris, he's one of our UK's Route Master.
Oh my God! All right, Route Master.
We say routers here, and you guys say routers.
We say routers.
No, it's
It's goods and trunks.
yeah.
The
Root Master.
one particularly close to my heart because I used to get on the root master to school.
You all used to take it to school.
I did.
Yeah.
Not the particular one we do. I was on the 88 to go from Acton to
Okay.
So anybody,
What was it? The style? That style.
Oh, yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
Just the
Todd.
advertising.
Todd, who is the other UK? Is his name Dave that has this collection of Root Master buses?
That's Gabe, yes.
Speaking of modding, he makes like different versions of that bus, and it's, it's simply
He
amazing.
takes the Agora, or I probably started with his shed, and he made a blue one and a white one, all the different variations of that style.
He's like a route master specialist.
Well, I think he drove them. I think he drove them, or he worked on them, or
Yeah, he used to drive them. Then he worked on them.
Mr. Fusion says he has a lot of ideas. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, with some emotions. And actually, Dave did some work on our documents. He posted some stuff on our forum, and we got to see some of his work.
It's amazing. And he's so dedicated to it. He's serious about it, and I think he's done videos for all the different ones. Not just here's one of my builds. He's literally, I'm working on the red and white one. I'm working on the blue one. I'm working on the red one. It's insane, but he's amazing. He does great.
Speaking of modding, Mr. Fusion Design says I have a lot of ideas on mods for the Prime, so I'll be subscribing soon to the collection.
Well, first I'd like to say thank you very much if you're subscribing soon. Secondly, as for your mods, I mean, again, the Optimus Prime, we've had to create this character from 1984. The next year is actually the 40th anniversary of G1. And there's going to be a lot of activity next year, including a new movie that Hasbro's doing. So we've had to create a model, something that was drawings, essentially. So it's our best interpretation of how we see it. Now, again, of course, there's going to be certain different parts, whether it's a different style, different look, or some leveling, different scenery, whatever. But we do expect that to be modified.
Now, do you see, now that you have a connection with Hasbro, do you see future Terminators or Transformers, the Bumblebees or the planes or things, I mean, or is it because the OP is so iconic as the leader? You mean Megatron, you know what I mean?
There's Megatron, there's Starscream, there's Bumblebee, as you said. I mean, it comes down to the demand.
Yeah.
If there's a demand for it enough, and people really want it, then
I could just see, I'm just picturing Megatron standing next to you. At a minimum, the OP versus Megatron in the same scale.
Sure. Yeah. We had the same question probably 200 times.
I would imagine so.
Here's the bigger question.
And I asked the same way. Yeah. So
Todd.
The demand mystery.
Yeah.
But Bumblebee is also pretty popular, but we will try it. We will try it. I mean, again, it comes down to what people want.
The kid in the Bumblebee.
Oh yeah.
Todd.
Yeah, that got up.
Todd, here's a question for Agora as well. Going on the Prime, the Optimus Prime, was there ever a decision in the process to ever make it a transforming model as opposed to a static?
Were there limitations being able to make it? I've heard things were
Nice.
it transformed, but that's not for Hasbro.
I think it's not. It wasn't. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a licensing problem. It was more of an engineering challenge because our model is weighs 12 kilograms, and to try and make the kit that we wanted to do, Optimus standing in his posable, where he can bend down, he can do this, weaponry. To then try and make that into something that transforms. I mean, we're talking about. It would have been years of development and very, very difficult to actually make work where customers would have been happy with it. Robozen, who's another company, Hasbro, they have the transformed version, but it's so big, it's half the size of our one. Fantastic product, really truly fantastic product, but it's a different product. And our one would have been very, very difficult to actually transform. And to have the same quality die cast and the materials that you see on the end product.
So that's fun.
Yeah, it's Jason. That's excellent. I hope you do make a. I'd love to see you make a drum. Jason, are you talking about one of the mods you're talking about? Thinking of is modifying the bass.
Yes,
modifying
that
the
is
bass,
a mod.
lighting, sound, music.
Yes,
Yours does have sound.
The bass will have sound and it'll have lights.
Okay.
And it has the lights shield.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, that's something you could very easily modify.
Yeah. Okay.
The way the kit is.
So it has lights and sound already. So, but if you wanted to add a smoke generator, it's pretty good size. It's probably hollow, right?
Yeah, you could paint it different colors.
Yeah.
For different scenes. Of
Ooh, volcano. I picture one. A volcano got lava light.
I think that was a second choice.
Yeah, really?
We went the other way.
Oh, no, I think that would have been epic. But how many times Optimus Prime standing in a volcano?
Right.
Different kind of around for it. She's going to do some kind of building or something.
Do a volcano. Volcano.
Same thing she's doing
with the dry ice. Like your old school project in the dry ice.
That's what she wants to do with the Terminator too. She wants to make the Terminator. She wants to make the best for it to look like it's one.
She should put flesh on half of it.
But the Buck has a question.
That was from I think the second one where basically just going walking around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Illusions of grandeur.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Buck, hey Todd, Buck has a question. Any idea if Agora will release the Disney Dollhouse?
That is a product. I'm also interested in because my girlfriend is interested in building it. So
honestly, I don't know. I do think it's a wonderful product. I don't know. It's the honest answer. I mean, I hope that what I do hope is that everybody around the world has the opportunity to order it and to be able to build it. I mean, as we just talked about the T800, that was the first product we brought to North America from Europe, and it was about making sure that people in the local market could get it regionally, locally, and not have to pay crazy shipping costs, freight costs, or wait for it to be delivered over a longer time that is more common to the European business model. But so yeah, I mean, this would be something that, of course, we hope one day will be in the US.
now, and I remember I asked Claire as soon as the tumbler was released. I asked her right away. I said, as soon as it released, I said, "Is that coming?"
My answer is the exact same as that one.
Yeah, and it's. I sit there and I go, "It is so far. It looks like a great build." From people I'm watching build in the UK, and of course there's forwarding services I could have done again, try to get it here. But my question comes around when you're doing stuff, you pack them differently, right? Instead of a weekly at a news agent or 4 days a month or something like that, you pack them into 12.
Share an Agora cartoon and then
So what I mean is you have to wait so long after let's say you got an approval and you had licensing in place to do the tumbler. You have to wait a year or 18 months until there's enough parts out that you can pack them out and get them out every month.
I mean, again, it does depend on per product basis. I mean, technically, from what you just said, if you look at the Titanic, which is something we're doing with
I'm building it. Yeah,
right.
sure.
Something we're doing from the UK launch. We can't go and develop the rest of the series so that it's finished in 6 months.
Right.
Because we're all working together, and the development time is based on the 2.5 3 years process. So, and that's a good example where we can't just say, okay, we've done pack 10 ships this week in the US.
Yeah.
We can't say, okay, we want to do the next 13 packs quickly, 14 packs quickly, because we're following a global production rate. But again, it depends. I mean, some models were able to do full kit from day one, because different economics or different development time. I mean, there's lots of variables, which is why I know it's a bit annoying. I can't just give a straight answer at everything, because it does depend on which model.
Yeah. No, it's excellent. Let's see a completely different base to what Agora offers. So, like I said, if they want to send a Prime my way, that'd be cool. Who wants to like an Optimus Prime?
It's AgoraModels.com.
You should delete that. What are you putting that on there for? Come on.
Sorry, wrong button.
Yeah. Any idea if Agora released the Disney Dollhouse? We did that one. I did. What am I gonna ask? I had a question. We were talking, and a question.
Not that fool in
yeah, we're not going anywhere. Did the food show up? Is that oh, did you have some?
Well, are you hungry? No, I actually ate before.
Excellent. You're not going anywhere then.
Yeah, Todd, take a break. You guys can go and eat. Like, go ahead. Don't worry about us. We'll just listen to you guys from the back.
No, it's I know some of the background of where Agora
We
came
can start dancing
from.
on
How did
table.
you pick the name?
Gosh,
where did Agora Models? Where the name come from?
well, so the word Agora
Greek, right?
is a kind of a bit like this community of like-minded
Yeah.
people. That's literally where it came from. But
Who knows the Greek to be able to know that?
well, sometimes you just have to think of a word. I mean, who knows what Google meant?
No, I know, but somebody like who thought of it? You?
I
Was it written on a bathroom wall?
Pin him in a corner. Pin him in a corner.
It's a bar room.
A woman
In a pub somewhere.
in the office.
Oh, it's in the
No,
office.
we didn't. But well, the only part I can take credit for was adding the word office.
Oh, then really?
Yes.
Well, that was ingenious. Taking and adding models to it.
Just adding models.
I was just curious for a
Because
second.
it then brought it to, I mean, we all played different words, but the Agora word was, for me also, to answer the question truthfully, it's a very international word.
Yeah.
You can say in English, you can say in French, you can say in Spanish, and so on. And what it represents as the real word. And adding models to it, yes. But the office together, we tried different words, and this was the everybody sort of said, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, the same sort of thing with the logo as well. We had the same process with the logo.
That's mine.
Oh, it's yours. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Phil was, and I
What are you doing with my phone?
That's what moves somebody up to his prime. So
What is their bills doing? Are we doing okay here?
We're doing
Real good.
fine.
Real good.
You guys are rocking it.
We're rocking it.
Keep it up.
You guys are rocking it.
I think,
Can we say thank you to Steve first?
What?
Can we say thank you to Steve for hosting this nice
Thank you,
shindig? Steve, thank you. Maker's Cave.
Whole room. It goes all the way down here and around the corner, and
Oh, should we call him president or sir?
but it's lit like it.
it's a presidential suite.
Yeah. Hey, somebody was saying JFK probably pooped right there on the couch.
I think why I'm here, it's not. We're not here to try and sell anything. That's not our ethos. We want to meet people like yourself and everybody in the room and chats online, girls online. And I think that's what's a bit unique about where we really are like a family business. And we are customer centric. It's all about the customer and the product. And that's why we're here shooting the breeze and people listening.
No, he had no idea this was going to happen. He thought he was going to come here and just hang out and do nothing. And,
You got that one down?
no, we're doing that. We're having sellers. Where's yours? You get your drink. Oh my gosh.
How'd that guy come back in again?
I don't know. Did that happen?
I don't know. He banned him, but he came back in again.
There you go. That's almost empty. Where's Mark? We need more sellers.
Insane Hobbies, can you please grab this guy a drink? Insane Hobbies, grab this guy a drink.
Yeah. I'll give him a tip. I've just repurposed them.
It's probably going to expense that. Shh. To us.
No, it's the one thing I liked is and I know the background, I know the model space, where that started on that, and it was so interesting to see. And I noticed that you specifically don't really say artwork. You specifically say home of big scale modeling, and that's what it is. Because a lot of people don't realize Partworks is about buying magazines, the models, the character in final publishing, right? Because that's what partners were. They were publishing.
It's the distribution.
Yeah, and saying Duke Skill modeling, I don't know, unless you focus on, hey, it's not about the articles, the magazines. It's here's the instructions. You're building large models. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I know Wayne was saying, he's like, I ran into James and Liam when we were in California. You're the best. Here's a tip. Don't do that again. It's a bad start.
Here's a tip. Don't take any wooden nickels.
I'm not the alcohol crowd. Hang on a second.
Yerby.
So being I was talking about you guys in California. So he saw you guys in California, and I happened to be. It's funny because I happened to be in California a few weeks before that, and I specifically went to the Peterson for the Bond of Motion, right, and saw the Bond of Motion, and then when you guys announced your Bond collection, which I think is great, you got with which I guess is basically the whole Ian Fleming kind of 007 world, and he's like, I saw them there, and I'm like, they must scan those cars because the selection has got to be. And he goes, yeah, I mean, it's and for the Bond collection that seems like such a big investment. I mean, that's going to be a big amount of work to put out 8 models of the same frame. When you know that Nellie's going to do really well, the DB5 is going to do really well. Yes, right. I think the DB5 will do great. I love that you guys have the 300 SL coming back out, right? So that's coming back out, and you're like. Pick up where they left off, which is perfect because I know there's people that were asking about that. I think people can buy the full kit from IXO all day long directly, but they're not honoring the whole. We'll give you a discount code. They're doing it on the Willys and on the GTR, but not the 300 SL. So it's great that you guys are. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, the
you didn't miss much, Donnie.
And then, are you doing a second DB5? Are you doing the Goldfinger one as well? Or is it possible that maybe those models might change? The original 8 that were pictured, is it possible that those might change over time? Or
it's possible the order they're released in, or whether we do all of them. I mean, hopefully we'll do many for many years. Honestly, it's too early to say. I mean, the first 2 is pretty much.
Well, you picked the right first 2.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Nellie's a guarantee. I'll do Nellie. I'll build Nellie. I already built the DB5, so I don't need to build another one. But I think Buck is on here. And Buck, you want to do Nellie, right? Where's Buck? I know he's here. Did he leave?
No, he's muted.
He's muted.
I would do little Nellie in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah, he said he would do Nellie in a heartbeat, right? Wet Nellie, not old, that little Nellie, right?
Wet Nellie, yes. Absolutely, I want that one.
And I mean, look, I've worked in Parliament since I was a teenager, literally.
Yeah.
And it remains very, very close to my heart. The whole industry, everything D'Agostini, Eagle Mark, everywhere, around the world. I had the privilege of training and meeting people all over the world. Amazing community, so many skills, so much knowledge. But the world did change in that time. Where in Europe in particular, we would go to the kiosks to buy our magazines, which had the cover mount, which we would call in the trade a CMC, which is a cover mount collector.
Is that the one that's on a card? So it's on a big cardboard card?
It's on a big CMC is on every issue. So it's always a cover mount collectible, even on the magazine of issue 42, we still call that CMC.
Oh, okay.
The vacuum boards is referring to.
Okay, all right.
We would call that new vacuum.
So when it's sealed with the magazine, it's got a part on the front. That's
the big blister.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Mr. Fusion says, is it a different DB5 or the same as previous release?
100% brand new.
Yeah.
Brand new.
So I know Granny and Partners did the original one for Eagle Moss. And I think I asked her originally, I said, is this going to be a recarry of that particular one? Are you going to re-release it or are you going to modify it? And she's like, no, it's brand new. It's like everything from the ground up is all new. The parts are not interchangeable. you know, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, it's completely random. It's a completely different kit.
Which is, you know what, in some ways it's good. The instructions were terrible on the kit. They were awful, and the colors didn't, the paint match didn't work. You know, there's parts that didn't work, ejector seats and things. There's a lot of things that left to be.
And ours is also from No Time to Die. It's a different movie.
Oh, I know.
So I mean, but even then, so even the older one was from
Goldfinger, yeah.
So even there are their own differences as well. So it's a completely new.
So is it? I know in a lot of the pictures, if you search "No Time to Die" in DB5, you know, obviously the headlights are down, the guns are out, but it also is full of bullet holes. The windshield's shattered. Is yours going to have that ability, or is it something that's going to be a nice pristine car and it's before it went into battle?
I would say that the customer will be able to choose
there you go.
How they wish to display the
Okay.
I like that. The battle damage option.
Now, here's a question for the entire market, I guess. Do you find that it's more vehicle heavy nowadays in the parts work industry?
We're focused on vehicles.
I don't know actually. I think there's quite a lot of characters.
Come on in. You sit on the chair. Let me see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, I moved. You can sit on the couch. You ever see Mark?
You can see with there's Iron Man, RoboCop, and Alien, Optimus Prime.
They have the Batman statuette now.
They do in Europe. That's right. So obviously cars. For Agora Models, cars is certainly a key sector because we just love them. I mean, it's all about what we like in house and where our empathy is, our emotion is, and we just really we feel we've got a very good ability to produce the best car models in the world. Technology is moving on every day, every year. Obviously, James Bond vehicles, most of them are going to at least start cars. The second one's are submarines, a bit different. But
and that's going to be able to be both ways, right? Really?
It will be.
Maybe not transform, but you'll be able to display a wheel. The wheels with the big wheels off, put the fins on or something.
We're working on exactly the detail. Yeah, it's a little bit further away. Yeah, I mean, but going back to the cars, I think, to be honest, we want to make models that people want. So we kind of have to follow trends and demands. We have in the next 12, 18 months, lots of more fun cars.
Yeah.
I can say that. And all I can say is watch this space.
Sorry.
Because we have to. When we announce something, it means we Agora promise. It means we're doing the whole thing. We have to be really sure, and we have to be sure that people want it. And so it's a little bit different. But yeah, there's more than cars coming, but cars are still obviously a great segment.
Well, are you guys with vehicles? Are you guys keying in on say movie or TV shows, or maybe just the oddball, like say a Dodge Viper GTR?
I knew you could say Dodge Viper. That was
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I want a Dodge Viper. I'm like, you ask him.
I mean, honestly, it's a mixture. I mean, obviously the 007 license is clearly a franchise, but the Corvette C2 and maybe other cars in future won't have a particular movie franchise behind it. So it's a real mix. Honestly, it's either or.
Yeah.
Well, because you have the Eleanor, right? Somebody has the Eleanor, and then the other one is the Super Snake, I believe.
That's you.
Yeah. Right.
Super Snake. And
so
then
the Super Snake really isn't attached to a franchise.
What's that?
So the Super Snake really isn't attached to a franchise, as opposed to the Eleanor is attached to Gone in 60 Seconds.
It's a Shelby Super Snake.
Yeah, it was one of one. So Carroll Shelby used it to test his tires, and it was very unique in terms of his idea was to make thousands and thousands of them. They ever only made one, because the cost of having it to run was just Shelby would have probably closed down within a year.
Yeah.
So they made one, and it sold in the Lincoln auction in 2019, I believe, for a couple $1 million.
Did you have to go find the car?
Yes.
So you had to go find it, scan it.
You go to Agora
Wow.
Go to AgoraModels.com and you'll see me, literally me, actually in Las Vegas, taking photos of the car and scanning the car and bringing it to life. Yeah, absolutely.
So did you have to do that with Bond? I assume you did it at Bond and Motion, right? Same kind of thing. Same kind of
So we've done, same sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely. We've been to
right.
You have to scan the real car. I mean, if it exists, you must scan it. Optimus Prime, we couldn't go and scan.
No,
it.
you couldn't. No.
Right.
No, because I've always been curious. You know, when I first started digging into all the part works, and I was talking to people, even while it was years ago, and started realizing what it takes to get these. That's why it means a lot to me about the Bond collection, because that is a big leap for you guys, for Agora, to be able to commit to these 8 models. And I'm thinking about the R&D, the scanning, the building, the tooling, the prototyping, tactic tooling, things like that. There's so much time and investment in it, and you got to do that 8 times. That's a huge commitment from you guys.
Yes. Yes, but we just truly do.
Yeah,
we really do. I mean, it's like,
Yeah, Todd's our go-to guy for the U.S. here that does all that work, and we really appreciate everything he does for it. And he's the one that really pushes you guys for the part works.
What are you saying, Gilly?
Todd is our guy, our go-to guy for part works.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pushes all you guys for doing everything you guys do.
Oh, thanks very much. I wish I heard that first time.
Yeah, no, he said he appreciates all the stuff we're doing. I can't turn this up anymore. I turn it up.
I know, so I got a little voice.
Yeah, he's our sexy Canadian. So he's like, yeah, I like that.
No, it's all the smoke up in Canada. He's
covered in smoke. He's up there lighting fires. You can't hear him.
Well, no, I do really appreciate that. Thank you. I mean, yes, as you're saying, like, with 007, it's a huge challenge, and the one that we're really, we're completely committed to, and we know we can make it work. We know the economics well. We're a sound business. I mean, I don't want to talk about other businesses that have suffered in the past, but we're different. There's only one. I mean, I'm just saying, in general, like, because the reason I addressed that point is because I see quite a lot of, is Agora going to be another?
No, I know, that's exactly right.
And that hurts me, because it's like, well, that's, but not just because one other company's had some pain. It can happen to any of us.
Well, I think the market and the audience, the customers and everything, are real catching up, right? Because they were already worried committing to a 2-year build, right? They were committing to something that weren't getting up front. And this is with Eagle Moss, we can say it. It's not, you don't have to say it, don't say anything. Because I got affected because I had 3 builds going Eagle Moss. And you could just feel there was things going wrong before it actually happened, right? It felt like they had a fire sale towards the end. Their financials weren't looking good even before that. They were struggling to get models out, struggling to get packages out. They were in customer service. It just kept getting, what's not coming? And then when I started digging into custom shipments, and you start figuring out, that's how I learned Rainy and IXO and PCT and Logo. And I learned all these companies. I'm like, who makes all, who manufactures these? And they stopped getting shipments in April. And here we are in June. And I'm like, nothing's coming to the country. How can they tell me it's going to be here? Oh, it's just waiting, what? And they went through 3 different 3PLs, third-party logistics, right? Can't go, it's a big mess. And so you kind of felt it was coming. And so people were on edge, and then it blew up. Right, and so now when I think just a couple days ago we felt because Agora was pushing out a new site. They were building what I knew was coming, but I didn't know when. And they were kind of changing on the fly. There was some panic. Oh, there was panic. The forum started panicking. And they're like,
saying, "Oh, it's Agora." It's like, we're just trying to change our website.
I know.
We're trying to do it at the best time possible.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Sunday night or something.
No, it doesn't matter. People were like, is the Titanic construction's disappeared. Are they going to stop carrying it? Is it gone? Is it oh yeah, no. But people are on edge because of that, and I think that makes it in some ways harder.
Yeah, which is why it's actually an opportunity like this is quite good to adjust that first down. We're going nowhere. I mean, we're only going up, and we're going to make more models, and we're going nowhere in terms of anything negative happening in that regard. We spend money to improve our website.
Yeah.
We want to improve the My account, and that is something that customers complain about, rightly so.
Yes.
You know, what pack number has been charged for exactly? I mean, of course you can try and work.
Well, shipping numbers, tracking numbers, everything in one place. Well, to be fair, even Fanhome didn't have it like that to start with. Everything kind of came to it. Eagle Ones never had it. Model Space was, thanks to you, was at least something in like a PHP kind of here's some basic stuff. Yeah, and then but now you're starting to see that being able to have your own account, see your subscription status, see your payment status, change your payment. Saves your CS, right? Saves customer service. People don't call in to change their address or something.
It's e-commerce. It's
yeah.
We want to change. Sometimes I like stuff being delivered to the office because I like to be home, right? So I change my shipping address. We're not going to be Amazon over there, of course we're not. And we'll probably always be chasing the tail. I think most businesses will be. But customers should be able to make these basic changes in their account. Their tracking numbers and see what exact pack has just been charged. Especially because with Mets, we have customers that build more than one model.
Yes. Yep.
So they need to know the Mura 11's been charged and the Porsche 10's been charged.
Yeah.
And that's what we're working on. And trust me, it is.
Fanhome still doesn't do that.
It's so difficult.
Yeah, Fanhome. I get an email that says D'Agostini. First of all, it doesn't say Fanhome, which confuses me.
Good answer, because I was going to bring that up.
Well, so much for the Iron, but it doesn't tell me it's for the Iron Man or it's the Eleanor, or you know what I mean. And if I log into my account, I can tie them together.
We want to get to that way where you log into your My account, your portal, and you can see everything.
Let me ask you. Is it you?
No.
Because you used to do it. Is it you or is it James?
You say is it me and what way?
Well, you guys for Model Space, you kind of were involved in that part.
When you say so,
I'm saying that you behind the keyboard may help you making that happen. Well, do you and James, or do you hire a whole IT department now?
Oh no, the tech is of course we're running the tech. Yeah, we're trying to improve the tech.
Yeah, it's you.
But
when you're at work every day, you're like, okay, if this, then that, No, if else.
I am not a coder.
Okay.
No.
Todd, here's a question from Buck. Is the alien page going to join the main page? Right now, I have to go to a separate site and can only track payments.
So the alien page is on the new portal,
which is by Agora Models, right? That's a little different.
Yeah, but it's on a different My account.
Oh, okay.
So the two will merge. So you'll see Alien and you'll see your Shelby Cobra, for example.
Okay.
All in one environment. So at the moment, Alien was on the new site. So it means you have to log into the new portal to see your details. Whereas if you order the Titanic, you won't see the two on the same page.
I got you. But you're fixing it.
But we're fixing it.
You're too quick.
Me at the pandemic, I knew myself bodily took off. Took my mind and stress away from it all. Yes, I agree. I got into part works because of the stressful situation. And there was things in my life that were spinning out of control, and I couldn't do anything about it. And I was just along for the ride for a while, and I started to go away. And it was nice because I could build a little thing, and done, I could look at it, and I felt like I could control something. And I could hide away in my little lab, my little workshop for a while, and that spawned into other things, the 300 SL and the DB5, and it kept growing and growing and growing. And then I'm like, I should write articles. I should write pages. So there were so many YouTubers already, and I'm like, I'll just be another one, no subscribers, and I'm like, I'd take forever to get to the point. I said, let me do what I do best, which is take pictures and photography. And I said, let me get into writing how-tos. I used to do that with way years ago. And I said, let me get into that. And I started the adult text. I have 16 of them now. La Ferrari is number 16. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, this is going to be insane. Like, this, the Nelly's going to have to get done. I would love to do the V8 Vantage, the skis, and I'm like, oh, I got to do that one too. I'm like, it's a lot of work because I'll take 1,700 pictures of a Titanic pack, right? So I'll do one time of Titanic, have 12 to 1,700 pictures to go through because I'll take 5 pictures for every step. Focus, lighting, shadows, wherever I am. I take a bunch of versions. It takes a lot of work, but I like it because I can get into the details. When somebody's showing it on camera, especially like black on black.
Hey, Munchkin, how's it going?
and it's like a black screw on a black part. It's almost impossible to see. Webcams don't want to pick it up, but I can get in there.
Hey Dan, how's it going?
I can get in there.
Also, sorry, what the previous gentleman just said.
Can you throw Jason's chat back up there?
This one?
Yeah,
yeah. It's Jason has a great point actually, because that side is very close to our heart, mental health in general, and you know we know how therapeutic the actual art scale modeling is, and one thing I've learned being so close to, which is obviously that I'm part of the business, and being so close to customers, is we get so much feedback. Exactly what Jason said. How, you know, when Agora works, which it does most of the time, you know, the actual on time and the experience is great. We get the most wonderful feedback about just like this, how much they enjoy doing what they do and how they enjoy sharing with the community and how the great feelings they get from it. And that's something that's been really most, honestly, most rewarding things about it. You really enjoy the art of.
Oh yeah, assembly is. I love building, but after they're built, they become a problem. Finding the place.
I know. Yeah, I know that.
You know,
You have quite a few big ones.
Yes, I do. 8 scale cars are my thing. Well, anything big, but 8 scale cars I fall in love with, and you know, I built the Ferrari when it was coming from Italy. I finished it, and it's amazing to together. It's just so.
Now I heard about the doors can be tricky.
This the doors.
You got to be careful with the doors. Like I heard, put the doors on before you put the front end on to make sure they work okay. Don't fall technically now. Are you guys going to change the instructions a little bit to help with that?
Well, we're rewriting the instructions for that one.
Okay, good. So I heard that a lot of people are just saying, just leave the front end for later. Just make sure the doors work, then you can put the hood on. These are the hood assembly. And if you wait, you know, because I guess normally the hood assembly comes on, then the doors come on, and then something later. And if you don't do it right, there's gears in there.
Yeah, gears, doors.
Yeah.
So we built that Ferrari in-house.
Yeah.
When we were sort of about to commit to doing the model, which obviously the lockdown.
Yeah, because Wayne said he saw it. You guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wayne came to Canterbury, HQ, and we built it.
Yeah.
We didn't have the problem.
Okay.
Maybe because we knew after the event. You know, like if you were building.
Yes. No, that's what I mean. It's hindsight 2020, right?
Right.
So you can look back and say, I know what people did wrong here. Yeah.
Yeah, so we know this kid's obviously we're actually 1 or 2 markets around the world before ours. But I mean, that's the beauty of being able to bring such a wonderful model of innovation to North America and to UK and other markets. But yeah, we do try to learn from any of the.
Yeah. What is the future looking for the North American market? We get a lot to see and want. Yeah, I agree.
Don't we all want stuff?
Yeah. You know what I have to say, there is probably more part works now than there's ever been. And if you look, especially looking at Japan, which has a huge market, way bigger than North America, way bigger than UK. They have stuff that a lot of it's Japanese based, you know, it's Kotaku and Mazinga and Megazord, and there's a bunch of stuff they're doing tests.
Some Hondas.
Yeah, a bunch of no, the NSX, the old one, the new one, you know, the Toyota Summit, the 2000 GT. They have a ton of Japanese stuff. And I would love the NSX to come here, the new one, right? I would love to see that one. You know, but and there's some, you know, Kosher, this is, I guess, releasing the Aventador at the end. But they're global and they'll ship anywhere, which is okay. Is it poker or poker? It's poker.
Yeah, it's a hard CH.
Okay, like cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been saying it wrong the whole damn time.
I did for years too. So
I'm gonna say Agora.
So when is Agora going to start putting out Airwolf?
Oh yeah, no. So
come on.
I have told her on occasion. She's like, if you could build anything, what would you think? And I have like a top 5. I said Johnny 5. which is huge. Every person I ask, Johnny 5 is always one of the first things. So
I want to see Johnny 5.
half scale, and then a half scale be big. The third scale is here, but if you do the half scale, you put robotics in it. At least you can drive around, right? Put some rotors in it. But from what I understand, a lot of people are like, it's never going to happen because they never made toys. It was a flop in the market. It's changed hands. It was TriStar, became Columbia, became Sony. You know, who has the licensing, and then of the controversy of the white guy playing. That was the whole thing about, well, we want to keep the short circuit kind of under the rug. We don't want to bring it out again. But is that really true, or is it just, you know, we brought Johnny 5s to the show. I don't know if you saw that.
we saw that.
Right? We had a set of 4. Those were made by, and they were made by Morgan. I can't remember his last name. Morgan. And he, from a Cobb custom builds, and he made those for us. And I said, if you make them, we'll take them and put them in Wonderfest. And does that say? We'll get to that in a second, Steve. And they are Jason. And I said, why does anything ever done? What a great artwork that would be. A fantastic artwork, and people ask for it all the time. And because there's no toys, there's no they would never make toys. They thought the movie was going to be bad, and of course, it went up against like Star Wars, like the Express Snack or something. It was a terrible weekend for it. It became a cult classic later, but it was too late. Right, the toys never happened, and so finding anything that had anything with Johnny 5, the same robots, anything was just terrible. And then they did the second movie, and everybody's like, "Well, they made a whole bunch of movies. Why can't I get one of those?" The problem.
You know, you're still in your top 5 when you've spoken about one. So
Well, that's because that's number 1. Number 2 would have been Airwolf, or at least a helicopter. Now you have teased a helicopter. There has been a video of a helicopter. It does not look like an Airwolf. It does not look. It looks like 5-bladed, which makes me think like a Sea Hawk or something.
Yeah, it's more of the Seahawk.
Right, or another movie like Blue Thunder, right? Something like that. A great. You think Airwolf would be huge because it's another movie vehicle, television vehicle. I said the Nebuchadnezzar, so which there's one out in the room. The Nebuchadnezzar is hovercraft from The Matrix. I think would be great because it's got a lot of lighting. It's very interesting build, and you make it big, you know. And then
That was a one and done thing. It wasn't
yeah,
very
and
good
then I
movie.
said a train because I'm a big locomotive. I love trains. I love the UK. And yes, and the trains have been part works before. Right? There's a lot of trains, the Mallard and the CH1. A lot of them, and I said, why couldn't you do the big boy, right? The Union Pacific 4014, which is the big boy with a tender, which is now running the rails again because Union Pacific just restored it. It's the largest steamboat in the world. I've touched it. I drove to the Golden Spike event in Provo, Utah, and put my hands on the train. I'm like, you know, and I
How
said,
about a
maybe just motorized
special rocket booster launch pad and everything?
Didn't have to drive on the track, but something in a 132nd scale or something.
In Japan, a couple of them were in the track driveway.
Well, the ones you can buy, you can buy it as like a model train. There's plenty of them, right?
D51, the model space.
Yeah. Yes. So I mean, the trains are out there, and I said, why not the big boy? The most famous. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily maybe in the UK, but in the US, I mean, the big boy is the locomotive all the time.
Years ago, when I first got on the Agostini, it's been 10 years now. We had the D51 from Model Space.
Yeah.
And the US Big Boy was every train guy that came up said, why did you guys do that?
Yep.
And it would be an amazing kit.
Oh, no, I think that would be amazing. And then
all of the ideas you just said, plus obviously even this one here and this one.
Oh yeah, test trial. That's the GTR from Fast and Furious. I think it was Paul Walker's first car. They're doing a test. That is the Agostini. Yeah, that's the Agostini. My guess is if that trial is successful, that again the Agostini could come through Fanhole if it makes it out. Now they do have the 143 Street collection already. They have the Dodge Charger already. So I imagine if that comes, if that's successful, it's going to come out through Fanhole.
Yes. So, which is great. I mean, you know, to help us the fusion designs, it's great that hopefully will be more to market. I mean, it's you know, whether Agora does it, one does it, Hachette does it, it doesn't matter. I mean, we just want great models in the market. I mean, look at our forum. We've got lots of other models. We want our modelers to. We're not supporting. You know, you don't support Agora. You support the industry. You support the hobby. We're just one of the teams that's playing the game.
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that because you know, Tommy is coming out with their big 1/350th Kickstarter TOS Enterprise, and I signed up for it. I have one coming, but not because of TOS. I don't really. That's not my Tommy Toys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so Tommy TOMY, right? So they did a Kickstarter for this big 37-inch, you know, TOS Enterprise, and it's going to look great, right? Basically, right? But this one's fully built. You open it to the docks, right? It's separatable. It's lighted, sound, and things. You built it. It was only $600, which was really good for what it is, right? It's all metal, you know. And I supported them. I signed up for the Kickstarter. I don't really have interest in the TOS Enterprise. I'm more of a V5 fan, Enterprise D fan, Voyager, things like that. But I to contribute to it. That's exactly what I did. I said I'll give them the 600 because hopefully it's successful. They'll do the refit, or they'll do the thing. It's the same kind of idea. It's yeah.
We don't try and compete with our competitors. It's a big pool, it's a big ocean, and we just love to do what we do, and we appreciate so much some of the other stuff that the other businesses do. We really do, and it's like fantastic stuff.
Is there more this than this? Like when it comes to working with the senior head chef?
I don't even know what that means.
No, like there's more. Is it more like you do your thing, I do my thing, or is it more like you guys? There's some communication there, and it's hey, we're going to do it in this market. We're this market.
The industrial espionage.
Is it really still? I mean, I would think there's only a few people, right? It's basically there's only like 4 companies to do manufacturing. There's only so many that they can do the distribution, you know, and the big player. You lost one of them, they're gone. So really, I mean, is it still kind of like this is my playground, this is your playground, you guys stay over there? Or,
I mean, I can't speak for the other guys, honestly.
Yeah.
But we just do what we do, and we certainly don't try and do something that's going to be done by somebody else. We focus on what we love, focus on what we're going to do. But we, as I said, like, just look at our forum, look at our blogs. We're all about the whole community. Everything is one ecosystem, and we really appreciate some of the other stuff that the other guys are doing. And it's like, if anything, it's healthy competition. You know, it makes you better. It makes you come up with better ideas, better innovation, better technology, just basically delivering better products to the market.
Would you say, and this is a curiosity of mine, is where is the biggest customer base? Is it in the UK? Is it in the US? Like when you're going to release something, is it you notice differences? You're like, this is really successful in the US, not so much in the UK. Or...
Again, it depends. I mean, look, as we spoke earlier, in Japan, there's some particular models that are just really launched in Japan.
Yeah.
That's what I have. They did bring that actually into Europe, but like Japan self-defense services, for example.
Yeah.
That's a very local product. And there's products that are done in certain parts of Europe, or so it really you can't compare it on a sort of like audience base, or you know, in Japan, for example, I think there's still more in retail.
Sorry, Liam, can I step in for a second?
In the US, it's really cool, right?
Yeah.
From our
yeah.
The U.S. is the largest hobby market, but artwork is an emerging industry.
And that's why I asked that. Like if you say I'm going to release something and it's let's say it's a U.S. more based product, like you're not going to do very good if you bring a lot of, right? By the way, the Agora releases, right? They have a lot of them target. They have things that are they have the fake SUG, things that are in Russia, and that's great.
They got big.
And they're huge. Well, yeah, right. But it's now. Would that do good here? No. But I'm more interested, like when you have a customer base, and you're like, is Partworks where you have the most amount of people that are really in the part? Because U.S. not a lot. It's growing, but it's not where I would say all your Partworks builders, most of them are U.S. I would think they're probably in Europe, you know, or France, because it seems like, you know, everything that happens in Altaia is just like crazy. You know, everything's happening in France, which is just another branch of the Agora. It's another branch, right? But they seem to do tests there. That's why they always do tests. And you know, Hachette is also French, and you know.
Well, I think firstly, if you look at our collection of models, most of them
have a good one, Mr. Fusion.
Are something that would be.
Good night, Jason. Thanks for coming, man.
Are something that would be popular in the US.
Yeah.
So we will probably only bring something to market if we know it's going to be popular in North America.
Yeah.
So not just the US, my bad, North America.
So Johnny 5, Airwolf, Big Boy.
They're all James Bond.
James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge here.
Transformers.
Yeah.
You know, like Corvette.
Oh yeah.
Cobra. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
NFDMY.
yeah.
NFDMY
I am.
fire truck.
You're okay? All right. Just making sure.
Underneath my butt.
You look a little uncomfortable there. Sorry.
But he had to be like in here with us.
Well, I definitely post.
Oh, well,
that's
that's
able
okay.
to hear.
We can't hear either. If he doesn't throw him on this,
Well, I have to be able to hear you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to speak up because I don't know how well this is coming across as audio, but there's a lot of noise going on. So I can see, hear Steve.
Yeah, the peanut gallery right there.
Yeah, the peanut gallery.
So,
So
but yeah, I think North America is clearly one of the biggest. It sounds so silly to say this, but one of the most biggest emerging markets in terms of the model kit collectibles over subscription model, which is again very European legacy.
right,
You
yeah.
know, it's different.
And I think a lot of maybe the hesitation of the North American market for artworks is the lack of immediate gratification. It's all because
Yes.
Correct.
It's all because
Correct.
getting the Sprue Brothers notification
Yes.
that your product has shipped 15 minutes after you place it.
Well, every time you see any post from, and it's not just Agora, this is any fan will post something, and people are like, $2,000 and takes 2 years?
Yeah.
Every time. Do you see add that up? It's $2,000. And I sit there and I say, what happened was really bad with the Enterprise. When the Enterprise D came out, which is better, right? When that kit came out,
Nice
people were like, how much?
cinematic.
Well, I've talked to people about the Enterprise D and how it came about, why it has so many parts. There's a lot to it. But when the people would ask the thing, I'm like, I would in my head, I sit there and go, where else are you going to get a 31-inch or whatever it is? Enterprise D. Go, if you think you can do better and you can go find a big one someplace else, let me know.
Oh, 3D printing now.
And now, but that's
No, you can't.
and whereas B, where it's die-cast metal, where it's lift, where it's you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Right, and I think it's a different, and it's licensed, yeah, and it's a different market that they're starting to learn. People, because I get people that write on my sites that like comments on my stuff. They're all from America, and they don't have anything. So I think a lot of people, you're right. I think it's instant gratification. Like, why can't I buy the full kit? Why can't I do all this right away? There's some people I'm sure that would just drop $2,000 just to have the Stingray done. I'll just ship it to me, just ready, and I'll put it on the shelf.
Exactly. That's that question I was going to ask
That's a
earlier.
versus a model build, right?
Yeah.
What was
I was going to ask, is there a way we can get a Artworks where I can buy it up front and have everything all
Agora
set?
has a lot of full kits built already. They have a lot of full kits ready already. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But on in a three-part system?
Yeah, so I built that. If you go to my site, go to my Artworks and look at the directory because I list all their full kits.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
Like take a 3-part payment and then have everything ready.
It's hard to hear you.
3-part payment and have everything ready and done.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, like break it up in payments for a full kit.
Yes, I mean, if the full kit exists, then of course.
Yeah, if it exists.
Yes, if it exists, if it's already fully developed and fully launched, then you want to contact us and just do, okay, can I play like Klarna, for example, that style, like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
you can make payments on it, buy a full kit.
Well, like what I mean is, like you have it ready. Like I like to buy kits right off the.
It depends. For example, the Titanic, we're only on pack 10 of 24, so it'd be impossible. We would not take your dollars for a full kit. That's why you can't buy a full kit, because we don't have it.
You don't have it ready yet.
No, we don't. We're only on pack 10 of 24. So it means, the next 13 or 14 months or so, a bit longer because every 6 weeks, just to be clear. But it means over 2 years, we wouldn't want to take your full purchase without being able to honor and deliver the full kit, which is why the subscription model exists.
Exactly. Yeah, I get that part. Yeah.
But what you will have noticed, and what has been very popular with some of our customers, is we do the accelerator offer. So you could buy the first 6 packs in one go,
Right.
And then you're on a 6 monthly subscription. So, for example, let's choose Lafarge.
Yeah.
In a few months' time, we'll have the first 6 packs available. And some of our customers might be finishing other builds with other companies or even with ourselves. And they'll be like, they can actually get Lafarge, the first 6 packs. And suddenly that's condensed into a 6-month build.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, and then again, the full kit, we have, I think, 10 full kits available now.
Yeah, that's fine.
HTM Leopard, Zero Fighter, I mean, this goes on.
And that's worldwide.
Worldwide.
That's anywhere in the world. Yeah. I mean, there's some limitations. There's a couple, I think, that are like no Italy or.
Yeah, that's probably
but,
licensing issues.
Yeah.
Were you thinking more along the lines of completely built up or full kit?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm the kind of guy that likes to. I'm the kind of guy that likes to be like. I know I'm a small guy. I'm just one person.
Gilly, you're a lazy bastard. Put the model together.
Yeah, I know. I like to be out there. I like to be one of the first ones. You know, of a certain person that likes to have a certain channel that says, "Oh, I want this, but I want that done, and I want to be the first." I'm one of those people that like to have the first kit out and have it outdone, but it takes me a while to get it done.
He wants to be the first one to say, "Here's your love friend."
Exactly. Thank you, Todd.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, there are people that have other people build the models for them.
Right.
Gilly can do it. He's a perfectly adept model builder.
I mean, I'm not the best model builder. I tell that very honestly.
That's why you're in management.
I love e-commerce. I love models. I love the models. I love the finish.
He said last night that Excel is what really gets him going.
You love
Excel spreadsheet.
He opens that spreadsheet. He's like, "Ooh,
yeah, that's sexy."
Yeah.
No, I love the community. I love the people. I love the hobby. My patience, not great. I mean, when it comes to.
So you're not a hardware customer. You don't have to wait another month for 4 more issues.
No, actually the patience of assembly. I get quite frustrated.
Oh, you just want it done.
So I have to kind of nail it out in like a bank holiday in the UK. We have like 3-day bank holiday weekends. That's what I'll try and do.
I wonder though if he's got a point though. Would you think there'd be a market for the model assembly? And a little less. Maybe it's instead of $2,000, it's $1,500. But you can just buy the model and ship straight to you.
But there's essentially boardroom models anyway.
It would be more though, because we only have the kits. So somebody has to assemble the kits.
Okay, well, I mean,
so that you can't subtract $500.
No, I know. But
anything it goes.
No, but Mark's got a lot of time. He'll put them together. And
no, Mark does not have a lot of time.
General Lou.
Yeah,
I've seen before. General Lou can do it. No, he can do it. No, but I mean, it may be is something where it's it's a $500 subsidy or an $800 fee.
It'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah, I mean, but I just wonder if there's even people.
But again,
just skip that whole process. They just want a 1/8 Stingray.
But that's something we wouldn't necessarily facilitate. That's not what we do. I mean, we in our DNA is the hobby. It's the assembly. There are, and it's a good question. I mean, there are other people out there that might want to assemble something for you, but it's just not.
There you go. That's what you should do. Is you just send the kit to somebody and then consign them to build it. You have Buck build it. Buck will do it. Their Buck will put it together. That's how you do it. You buy it full kit and then you send it over.
We are, just to be clear, we're building models all the time in weekends.
Yeah.
Every day, literally. Photography, assembly, the instructions. So much goes into it. But it's with the other party, people in the team who are just they're fantastic. And I'm fortunate enough that I've got other people in the team who really specialise.
Yeah.
I really can't wait till I've got all 12 packs in Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
And then I'll try and build him. And I want to have him.
You know what? It's interesting you say that because there's a lot of times when you're looking through the instructions, which I don't know generally, and I'm based on the Moss or Example or something, but generally the
I bet you would, Buck.
instructions were never written by somebody that actually built the model. They were done by either IXO or the manufacturer or something like that. They came with like the base version and they just copy pasted those right into a magazine. And
part of what I'm doing is like with the Stingray. I'm part of the editorial process for the Stingray, so I get the Pack 2, for instance, I'm working on the directions for Pack 2 right now, and there's going to be a lot of changes. Things like calling an alternator generator.
Well, that's what I do for the fire truck. Right?
Yeah.
Every
I'll do the same thing.
we come in because I know that was also a grainy model, right? It was originally released years ago, 2007 or something. And I said, do you know what's funny? That and the LaFerrari were the two models that I'm like, I missed them. And I wanted to build them so bad. I wanted that Ladder 9, and I wanted the LaFerrari, and they weren't available anymore. And now magically here they are. And I reached out to her, and I said, I was a firefighter for years, and I said, I could probably make one of those parts for you. And she goes, we didn't get instructions. She's like, we didn't get anything. It was an Italian. Well, we did, but they were Italian.
There you go, Gilly.
They were Italian. It came from
Donnie.
Italy.
You're funny.
Fuego, whatever it was. And I said, I'll help you. And as you know, what's really interesting is why I write.
Nice try, buddy.
Maybe we should say this. We should this. I think somebody over there picked that up because now they're using a lot of those same terms about the way the right. And it works, right? And circling screws and things like that. I've seen it get picked up in a lot of things, and then by the end of the fire truck, it would feel a lot better, And the same, like you're saying, you just got to go through it and say, okay, from a builder's perspective, how does it make it easier?
And it's also an educational opportunity.
Sure.
Because you're like assembling the engine. There's some interesting nomenclature for parts that maybe got lost in translation.
Oh, sure.
Whoever assembled it initially, the first set of directions or whatever, or autocorrect that whole you probably noticed that.
No, you see this even today. It's still happening. Building the Night Rider, right? The Night Rider has fuel lines running up to battery terminals. I'm pretty sure they don't. So, you know what I mean? Like somebody has still lost that translation of what those things. You'd be better off just calling it Post 1 or Cable 1.
Like for instance, Pack 2, the Corvette, the Stingray, they call the oil tube, or the oil filler spout, the fuel filler.
I know.
I was like, let's dump gasoline into our engine.
That's right. Yeah.
So little things like that.
But I think that comes from where I would imagine that you get like the very basic instructions with the manufacturer, right? I mean, you get something from that that's very basic. So these are the screws you need, and this part's together. Maybe it's just drawing. That's the basic assembly, which you have to fill in the blanks, right? There's a lot of text you have to fill in and part names, and you got to name everything and things like that. And you can just see where that maybe somebody that actually built the model was not involved. And you can feel it. And thank God we don't have the DB5. That was a disaster. That whole thing, the original DB5, the Eagle model, which I think they got from DB5 originally, was like one of the very first part works in like 2011. But the instructions are garbage. They were so bad. They say you're gonna build this part 3 issues from now, so hang on to it, or they do it in reverse. They give you the instructions for building a part you don't have in a magazine, and I'm like, oh my God! And I had to sort them all out on my website, and it made a huge difference.
The DB5 is a good example where we've been working at it for such a long time that we really do not foresee that sort of problem happening.
It should never happen. And it hasn't. Not as bad as that. That was.
Completely different era, but we're working so far ahead to try and ensure that there's none of this reverse engineering. And as you know, we was Agora, we were a very small company at the start, right? So lots of people do wear many hats, and we have expertise everywhere in different areas, and we hope to not have those sorts of problems ever again.
Stuff happens.
No, and I'm so happy that the fire truck. I'm so happy that the LaFerrari's coming back.
That's one of my favorites.
And then I rewired the whole thing. I mean, I put lights in every it strobes and it's making it's insane. No, that's the fire truck. Like all the lights work. Every strobe down the side is all lit. The strobes in the back. I mean, I wig wags and strobes and the whole bit. Because again, that's my background, and I'm like, I have to do that. And I looked, and I'm like, I can make that work. I can put an LED in there. It took some work, but it all fit. But it's I don't know. I'm having so much fun with it. It's I don't want to sit here forever. It feels like I should have anything to do. We've been here forever. I know. Has it been? It feels like it. Where I don't have a clock up in the corner. I can't. Oh no, this thing's been going 2.5 hours. This is insane. What are you guys doing to us? We have things to do.
It's been a pleasure.
Did you guys have any other questions before I'm going to go join the thing? I don't know if anybody else is coming. I don't know if Palmer was coming, but or Steve, but I don't want to hang out on the stream just in case nobody shows up. So, are you still there, Eric?
Wait, if you shave your
Where did he go?
shave your beard.
Gilly? Anybody? There has to be an admin to stop the stream. I can't do it.
Sorry about that, guys. I had a phone call. But thank you so much for taking the time and answering questions, and just it's really cool to see the people behind these companies and to see how earnest you guys are. That you're just normal people. You're not conglomerate big shots. Just looking for a quick cash grab, right? So, I just recently got into patchwork models myself, and as piggybacking off an earlier comment, I'm a disabled veteran from the United States Army. This is definitely helping my PTSD, my issues out, right? But it's also so a lot of people told me, well, it's a big financial commitment, and it is, even on a month-to-month basis with a disability pension. But it's very personal to me, right? There's that level of personal commitment, and I don't know if I'm coming across right, but you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. So just thank you guys for everything.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
No, we really appreciate it. Honestly.
That executive director was.
Yeah, and it's great that you could see that we're normal folk. We are just like everybody else.
No, this was fun. This is fun. You had no idea you were going to do this. No, we didn't either.
She didn't look on his face. So I said, "You're up."
Well, we normally do our streams on Fridays in the evening in the U.S. and then we do another one Sunday afternoon for the UK. So they can. And
next time I'll join my video.
What's that?
Next time I might join my video.
Come on in. It's we
anytime.
A link. And no, so so this was a special one. We normally would have done a Saturday night, but they were last night. They're like, we should do it again tomorrow. Maybe we can pop into the room and see everybody. Yeah. So, but it was fun. But we're gonna go enjoy the party. So.
All right, guys, have fun. Right. Thank you again.
We'll see you.
See you around.
Oh, hey, it's just me. What the hell? Why is it just me? Now it's not just me. All right. Any last request? I mean, words? Oh, Buck just dropped. All right. I guess I'm left holding the bag. Gilly, have a good one.